Sean never thought this could happen to him. He was supposed to die, but he was reborn in a place called Da Shan. Life is cruel and unfair, but he is not one to accept his fate. He will still see who gets who. Sean was staring at something. His father asked him to help him pull out the net and promised that it would be fun. That's how it was. Sean saw a red carp. He dived into the river to catch it. However, the fish disappeared. There are no fish at all here, and for some reason Sean has stopped moving. He can't move. Suddenly something happened and Sean opened his eyes. He saw some people in front of him. He was tied up. Lord Zan, as always, is clever. He lured Sean here to use him as bait for the water monster. He slept peacefully while Lord Zan and Ben Xing guarded him here. So it was another dream. It's been a month since Sean arrived in this world. The original owner of this body died of illness. This man's mother died in childbirth, so he grew up with his father, and 3 months ago he passed away. Sean had never experienced emotions like those this man held in his heart. Last month, before he fully realized who he was, Sean fell for Zan's trick and became bait for a spirit monster. This is how he learned that paranormal things happen in this world. People are capable of achieving incredible success through cultivation, and they are called martial artists here. However, not only people are capable of improving themselves, even animals can do this. The water monster is here. He emerges from the water. Zan was told that this monster was only half the size of a human, but it's too big. The moment has come. Zan had been waiting for him all these years. 10 years of training are packed into this blow. The monster opens its giant mouth. He bites the boat in half. Ben Shin cannot die here. He plunges the dagger into Sean's hand. Underwater, his blood will attract the monster. Sean tries to break the rope. The monster is approaching him. Sean can't take it anymore. Opening his eyes again, he sees his father. How wonderful it would be if this were true. He managed to surface. This is my father's boat. However, Sean falls into the water again. The monster is about to swallow him. Sean hits bottom. The monster opens its mouth. System activation. Access check. Connection possible. Activation complete. Water monkey spirit available. Compatibility confirmed. Body restoration started. It seems Sean is not dead. However, he is in the water. The resistance seemed to disappear, and he could walk on water as if on land. Acquired active skill to control water flow. Sean can control water and even breathe. His wound healed. Here the water monster appears from behind again. But this time he is enveloped by streams of water, apparently created by Sean. Apparently, it's the same system as in the comics. In water, nothing limits Sean, he can even control it. But this control has limits. Sean won't last long. Maybe we can calm this monster down. With the bloody mark of subjugation skill acquired, Sean can inscribe an ancient rune with his blood to form a contract with an aquatic monster. First we need to catch him. Apparently this is how magic manifests itself. I feel like Sean is going to pass out. He wants to live, and he must subdue this pathetic monster. Sean survived, and he was even able to subdue this big guy. Let him stay here for now. Sean will call him if he is needed. After the rune was cast, a spiritual channel was formed between them, through which Sean can contact the water monster from anywhere in the world. It's time to eat and go to bed. Luckily, some memories remained in my head. The house must be nearby. These people are heading to Sean Lane's house. It looks like he's in trouble with Crazy Zan. With Sean dead, all of his belongings can be seized. All that remains is to confirm that the mission failed. It's all because of that weakling Zan. Benson kicks down the door at Sean's house. Here he discovers that he is alive. Sean woke up. This is Sean Lane, so he's lucky that he didn't die. John Lee orders him to be captured. Sean is confused about what they are doing. Instead of answering, they beat him. Lord Zhao hired a martial artist, Mr. Zan, to deal with the water monster that was plaguing the villagers. And Sean somehow conspired with the monster and killed Zan. They lost a lot of money, and the village is still in danger. They were the ones who kidnapped Sean and used him as bait for the monster. Because of him, Mr. Zan died, and he still dared to come back. He is a monster. That's what Sean was called in his past life, and it was all because he was an outcast. He was bullied because he was an orphan. Let him attack if he is not afraid. Sean was also nicknamed the Monster because he was unstoppable. Showing off his abilities may be risky, but giving up is not his style. He will tear them to pieces, even if it means becoming a real monster. We need to tie him up and take him to the Zhao estate. They're just short of people for something, and an orphan like Sean would be perfect. If he agrees to become Lord Zhao's adopted son, he will be released. Otherwise, his legs will be broken. Adoption again? Those who ended up in the Lord's estate disappeared. A lot of people have been taken there recently. No one dares to offend Sean in front of the headman. He is a legitimate servant of the Shang dynasty. They cannot attack a government official. Lord Zhao has to respect him. They'll give him a heart attack. For now, John won't argue, but the Lord won't let it go. Some conflicts are best avoided. This may happen in the future too. This time, Sean was saved by the headman, but he can't rely on him every time. He must become stronger. The system is his chance. Water essence obtained. After subduing the crocodile, Tahua Sean can contact him via telepathic channel at any time. He is waiting for the crocodile to appear. Splashes rise. But instead of a giant monster, a tiny crocodile jumps out of the water. Subservient aquatic creatures can change size to control the energy they consume. So this is the work of the system. It is incredible. Sean asks to show where the crocodile found the water essence. They dive into the river. It looks like the crocodile led Sean to the grotto. Unbelievable, these are legendary spiritual plants. A plant with water essence has been discovered. The system master can absorb it. In this world there are plants and treasures that are saturated with various energies. They are called spiritual plants. Rumor has it that there is a pond in the backyard of the Zhao estate where unusual water lilies grow. With their help, Lord Zhao subjugates cultivators. I wonder how much water essence can be extracted from these spiritual plants. By the way, the crocodile could help Sean, but he can handle it himself. Sean reaches the shore with a bundle of spirit plants. Water essence is obtained. It can be used to improve fusion with a water spirit or to improve a pet monster. This plant is very tasty. Sean ate too much. First, it's better to upgrade yourself. He feels himself getting stronger. With this power, he could definitely defeat those guys. Now he weighs about 45 kilograms. His body cannot yet accept more energy. We need to think about how to deal with financial problems. Winter is coming soon, and the crocodile will hibernate. So Sean won't be able to rely on him. The crocodile brought him fish. Here's the solution. Sean can make some money by selling fish. For that fish, he received 80 coins. Not much, but at least something. After all, local merchants are not the vending machines from his world. You can negotiate with them. The financial problem is temporarily solved. All that remains is to figure out something about this crazy Zan. Here, Ben Sin notices Sean. It seems like there was a misunderstanding between them a few days ago. Ben would like to apologize. He was lucky to run into Sean. His boat is nearby. They could have lunch together. It will be just the two of them. Ben will see if Sean can escape this time. Since there will be two of them, so be it. Recently, the tests at the estate have not been going very well, and several people have died. There aren't enough medicinal herbs for everyone, and Sean Lane is an orphan, making him the perfect candidate. Ben understood everything. This boy will not run away again. If he succeeds, Lord Zhao will put in a good word for him with the big shots. Ben will soon be able to become immortal. Finally, he will become one of them. The scenery here is magnificent, and it's deserted. They need to get some food and resolve their differences. Sean asks Ben if he's sure there's no one else here. Of course not, he checked. He doesn't need any extra ears to hear Sean screaming after he drinks that fish soup. Sean awakens his power. He splashes water on Ben. It's as if he falls underwater and drowns. After a while, he opens his eyes. Sean tied him up. Ben sleeps like a baby. It looks like he was paid a lot to drag Sean to the estate. Ben can explain everything. This is the place where the water monster attacked them. Here he appears. He used to be a monster. Now he's Sean's pet. And I think Ben called him a monster too. Sean is a real monster. Ben will tell him everything. Sean asks to explain why they wanted to lure him to the Zhao estate, and why people are disappearing there. They are needed for Mr. Zhao to become immortal. He extracted pearls of immortality from them. The same fate awaited everyone who entered the estate. It seems that Ben himself led innocent people to their deaths. He was forced. Now Lord Zhao's people will come here, and Sean will also become one of those pearls. He will beg for death. Ben didn't want this, but he had already seen Sean's monstrous nature. If he hadn't killed Ben, he would have been dragged into the estate and turned into the Pearl of Immortality. As Sean grows stronger, he will have to find something that can protect him. With this power, life becomes much easier. To avoid suspicion, Sean pretends to be a fisherman, wakes up early in the morning, returns late, sells fish, and doesn't even show up at the murder scene. As for the boat, Sean said that Ben gave it to him as an apology and then disappeared somewhere. But Lord Zhao's men won't believe this story so easily. Ben's disappearance will definitely lead them to Sean. He needs to become stronger, and the fastest way is to join a martial arts clan. There are 3 clans in Pingyang, and the strongest of them is the Yang clan. Rumor has it that their leader has achieved such incredible strength that he is able to crush gold and cut stones, which is why he always remains at the top. If Sean could join them, the Zhao family wouldn't dare touch him. After all, the disappearance of a follower would bring great trouble to the clan. But the entry fee is between 5 and 8 liang, and at the moment, Sean only has 2 liang and 8 fen, so it looks like he'll have to find another way to earn money. Sean is again worrying too much about the future. Since the last leveling up, he feels how his body is getting stronger. The power of his mind seems to be growing too. He may now be able to control up to 2 creatures at once. Moving in water is becoming more and more familiar. Recently, Sean has been training a lot by swimming races with Tahua. The current he twists under his foot pushes him forward, giving him momentum. However, this requires increased control, so Sean gets tired faster. But at the moment, no one can match his speed. A fish swims past here. She overtakes Sean. This is a mystical fish. In the world of Dashan, some creatures evolved by accidentally absorbing spiritual energy. Such monsters are called mystical fish. Usually it is difficult to see even one. Sean tells Tahua to catch the fish. The crocodile begins to transform. He became gigantic again. The fish hits the bottom. You should have taken a fishing net with you. Sean uses water flow control. He captures the fish. Sean caught her. A monster is approaching from behind. Today Sean was lucky with his catch. He can sell this fish for a tidy sum. Then the approaching monster grabs him. He then throws Sean to the bottom. He seemed to have heard something about a man-eating catfish that scurried along the bottom of the Yangshan River. It's unclear what he's doing. Perhaps he's planning to attack. Then Sean attacks him. The bubble released by the monster bursts. It was lucky that Sean's reflexes were faster. However, the monster dodged. It's like he's laughing at Sean. Tahua hits the monster with his tail with all his might. Then he attacks again. This is a chance. If Sean does not subdue this monster, he will definitely die. His mental powers should be just enough. His actions can cause mental overload. The system advises to immediately stop the process. The power of the mind is not enough. The attempt to subdue the water monster can cause a backlash. There was a mental overload. Sean makes it to the shore. Who would have thought that this catfish would resist so much? Sean almost lost control, but the result was worth it. The evolution of the six-whiskered catfish is available. You can spend 80 points of water essence to turn it into a tiger catfish. Sean will call him Chonky. It seems to suit him. He checks his catch. Here Tahua brings the second mystical fish. Sean will try the smaller one to see if it increases his strength. He will keep this horn as a souvenir. 18 points, the same amount he would get after eating 18 spiritual plants. The larger fish would probably give 3 times as much, and if Sean ate it too, he could easily raise the fusion percentage to 10. But you'll have to hold back to save up for the entry fee. Sean comes to the market. The holiday had just ended, but for some reason there was a lot of noise again. In front of them is a legendary mystical fish weighing 1 kilogram and 200 grams. This guy from the Chen family also caught a mystical fish. Sean makes his way through the crowd. He approaches Jamie Chen. Their port of Sanro must be blessed by the river god. 2 mystical fish in one day. But the boy Chen caught only 1. Sean is not about him. He shows his catch. No one would mistake this freak for a mystical fish. Sean took the most ordinary one and decided to raise the price. It appears the fish Jamie caught was a redfish. This is one of the elders of the Yang martial clan, Liu Qi. He holds himself very nobly. Leo asks Jamie how much the fish costs. Jamie isn't sure what Leo thinks is a fair price. The fish weighs 1 kilogram and 200 grams. Leo asks to sell it to him for 150 fen. Sean wants him to take a look at his fish too. He has no conscience. If he angers the elder, they will all be in trouble. This is a bull bream, and it weighs 1.5 kilograms. Leo wants to buy it for 350 fen. The family of one of those present will not be able to accumulate so much even in several generations. The main thing is to live long enough to have time to spend this money. Sean asks to explain why his fish costs twice as much as a redfish. The horns of the bull bream are used in medicine, and are used to make pills that increase stamina and help with blood stasis. In Leo's case, they were very useful. It's lucky that Sean kept the horn as a souvenir. He is counting money. Someone approaches him. He is a smart guy. Their village is proud of him. This is Andy Foe. Sean didn't thank him properly when he and the chief protected him from Lord Zhao's men. As an apology, Sean could give him those 350 fen. Sean asks if Andy knows how much money it takes to join the Yang clan. Andy's father is just about to send him there. To simply join, you need 350 fen. If you want to settle there, you'll need 500. And to eat and enjoy all the clan's benefits, you'll need a whole 1,000. This is more than in other clans, but it is not without reason that Yan is considered the best. If you add up all of Sean's savings, you get 455 fen. Then tomorrow they will go and record together. It turns out that Sean is rich. Someone's voice tells him that he has found a mystical fish. That idiot Ben Sin disappeared into thin air, but they tracked down the last person to see him, a kid named Sean Lane. There's no need to bother Lord Zhao with such trivial matters. John can handle it himself. Sean made fish soup. The aroma is wonderful. Tahua and Chonky are also worth trying. The influx of water essence is incredible, as expected from a mystical fish, and Sean has also become noticeably stronger. I'll have to look for another fish like this. It's time to pump up. 18 points from the bull bream plus another 24. Sean's strength is growing. I'd love to fight someone right now. Flow control skill has improved significantly. Because Sean fed Tahua and Chonky some soup, the points needed to evolve them decreased. Tahua requires 799 points of water essence to evolve into a horned crocodile, while Chonky requires the same amount to evolve into a tiger catfish. I wonder where this thing came from, whether it was created by man or developed on its own. On one panel there is a yin dragon depicted. On the second there is some kind of huge monkey. On the third there are deities with human heads and snake bodies. And on the last there is a mysterious emperor in black robes. It doesn't matter. These thoughts won't lead to anything anyway. Sean will go to the Yang clan tomorrow. He needs to become even stronger to deal with this Zhao. The next day, he and Andy set out on their journey. Soon they arrive in Pinyin. There they eat their fill and observe things they have never seen before. This guy will really get through here. He told the boy John that he was going to enlist in the Yang clan. Yesterday he sold some fish for 350 fen. They wouldn't earn that much even if they sold their wife. The boy is unlikely to give up such a sum simply because he was scared. He will throw this money down the drain, giving it to those soldiers, and they will nobly help him spend it usefully. Sean and Andy appear. I wonder how many assholes Andy can beat up at once after he finishes all his training. Even Sean, with his strength, isn't sure he can handle even a couple of them. Here one of the guys who was at the market stands in their way. Here they meet again. Let Sean give his money. He has a choice, money or life. He doesn't intend to give them the money. He's asking for it. Sean throws a punch. The second bandit attacks him. Sean attacks him too. He grabs it and throws it at the boss. Then Sean attacks him too. This is speed. Just 9 moves and the fight is over. As expected, Sean's speed increased significantly. Andy asks if he really needs a teacher. It's time for them to go. If they don't hurry, they'll be late. They are met by Songmin. He will take them to a person who will evaluate their abilities and tell them more about the clan. This is Liu Qi, their mentor. He is Master Yang's disciple. This is the man who bought the fish from Sean. Recently, Leo took advantage of the benefits of bull bream for self-improvement, and he bought this fish from Sean. Then he would definitely be suitable for them as a teacher, and they could spend the night here today. Now Leo will see what natural talent Sean and Andy have. This is necessary in order to choose the appropriate cultivation style. In fact, they don't even fully understand what cultivation is. They would like to have at least the basics explained to them. The warrior's path consists of 4 stages: skin, flesh, bones, and blood. At the skin stage, the body becomes stronger than that of an ox, which significantly increases protection. At the flesh stage, physical strength increases by an incredible amount. Lifting someone with one hand will be easy. At the bone stage, nothing will restrict their internal energy, allowing them to split stones with their bare hands. And finally, at the blood stage, their body will reach the pinnacle of human capabilities. All of this can be summed up in one word: cultivation. No matter how much an ordinary person cultivates, the body will always have limits. To overcome them, 2 essential things are needed: techniques and special potions. Techniques refer to cultivation methods. For example, in the Yang clan there are 3 styles. If done correctly, anyone can understand them. Let's imagine that the techniques are a ladder, slippery and dangerous, and to climb it quickly and safely, you will need railings, and these are the potions. For example, that bull bream that Sean sold to Leo, with his abilities, it will not be difficult to get more. There is no need to rush. They are just at the beginning of the journey, so it is important to concentrate on each step. Sean asks them to identify their natural talents. There are 4 guys nearby. Apparently Zhao-san was talking about that guy. That's right, it's him. We need to get them out of the clan's territory, and Zhao will deal with the rest. This Sean Lane is 15 years old. He is the ideal material for extracting the potion. He is the same age as the young master, and at the same time he is an orphan. Yuan was weak from birth, and finding the right age for immortal pearls isn't easy, so Sean Lane is perfect. But it seems he is going to join the Yang clan. It will be difficult for them to make their move. The servant drops a sheet of paper. This is a portrait of Sean. Yuan needs these pearls of immortality. Anyone who stands in his way will die. For some reason, Sean's bone structure is top-notch. Andy's is average. Sean must have paid a bribe. Or maybe he's just talented. It's time for them to go to the parade ground. There they meet Jamie Chen. Andy asks what he is doing here. So he can be here, but Jamie can't. It seems Andy wants to fight. Jamie is 2 years older than Sean, a capable fisherman and a good friend of the previous owner of this body. So he decided to train too. Everyone wants to be strong. Jamie sold fish to save up for the entry fee, and he finally succeeded. Then let him go with them to the parade ground. Liu Qi should have already started the lesson. If they don't hurry, they'll be in trouble. They will join the training. Now you can rest. After lunch, Teacher Lu will continue the training. Andy is exhausted. They smell like fish a kilometer away. Let them get out of here. But if each of them pays 100 fen, they will be allowed to stay. Jamie asks Andy to calm down and not embarrass Leo. Sean doesn't know if he has the strength to deal with these three. If they were going to fight, Barry was just about to reach the peak of the skin stage. It would be a good idea to try it out. Then Leo calls out to him. If they have nothing to do, let them go and do a plank for half an hour. Fishermen may consider themselves lucky, but this is no place for cowards. Leo calls Barry and his friends again. Curses in the back will not change the situation. This is further proof that you need to get stronger quickly. Sean needs to run home for a while. He asks Andy and Jamie to put in a good word for him with the teacher. It's a strange day today. It was already dark, and Sean still hadn't returned. He must have had his reasons. Andy's a moron. He can't know about it. Still, we need to give him a good beating. Luck smiles on Barry. He stumbled upon two cowards again. This time Leo won't help them. Barry will crush them both. Chonky and Tahua had almost reached the peak of the skin stage. But nevertheless, something frightened them so much that they called Sean. I wonder what kind of creature is there. Judging by these tracks, it's some kind of giant. Since the last upgrade, the fusion percentage has increased to 11.5, and now Sean can control up to 35 liters of water. In addition, the sensitivity radius has increased to 6 meters, so it has a better sense of the water space. This is a giant crab. It is too huge. Perhaps he also has intelligence. Leo said that any animal that has passed the skin stage becomes mystical, and judging by his size, this is true. Although it is unlikely that he is too strong, otherwise Tahua and Chunky would not have been able to escape. Sean isn't sure he can handle it. He doesn't even have a plan. Of course, he wanted to become stronger step by step, but dangers were always part of his path. Change requires risk. Truly significant things happen by chance, and things that usually don't matter are planned. Sean is not ready to accept his fate. If life gives him a chance, he will grab it. Ben Shin tried to take away his chance, and now he's dead. The crab wants to take his lotus pond. They will see who is stronger. Let him attack. Andy and Jamie have a lot of guts, but their friend has disappeared somewhere. Jamie grabs a rock and hits Barry with it. He hits him back. They are digging their own grave. Barry tells his friends to watch the gate while he has some fun with the boys. Andy wants to pounce on him. Barry grabs his arm and twists it, and Andy loves to wag his tongue. And Jamie's cheeky eyes are really annoying. Barry will poke them out and see how he trains after that. He sticks his finger into Jamie's eye. Meanwhile, Sean is fighting with the crab. His shell seems to be completely impenetrable. Sean tells Tahua to bite the crab. The crocodile bites him. Sean uses water flow control. His psyche becomes overloaded and he begins to lose control. Chonky attacks the crab. He's attacking Sean's spiritual plants. He doesn't dare touch them. Now it's definitely the end for him. He must have a weak spot. Tahua and Chonky attack the crab together. No matter what damage he is threatened with, he always protects his lower part, which means his belly is his weak spot. Sean had been calculating this move for a long time. He needed to squeeze the maximum amount of water pressure on the spear handle. With his current amount of psychic energy, he would only be able to impart 2 twisting turns, but this would be enough to accelerate the spear 3 times. Psychic energy is at a critically low level. Sean is at risk of losing control over the pets. He must immediately stop the action he has started. He will not give up. The lotus pond belongs to him. Sean lost consciousness. He woke up on the shore. Tahua and Chonky pulled him out. My head is splitting, so I should try not to resort to this technique. Here Sean discovers a giant crab. Probably Tahua and Chonky pulled him out too. It has a lot of water essence in it. Tahua points to the belly of the crab. This is a female, and she has caviar. Sean could try to tame her. Even if it didn't work out with her, her babies are inside those eggs. It is unknown whether Sean will be able to subdue them with the blood sign. He tries. The egg hatches into a baby crab. Sean got a stone crab. It takes 8,000 points of water essence to evolve into a stone crab king. Sean eats giant crab meat. His wounds have completely healed. The fusion percentage increased to 36, and from this process, Sean received even more water essence. He can also now feel the energy of his blood. According to Leo Chi, at this rate he will be able to surpass the skin stage, and maybe even more. Sean gives Tahua and Chonky some leftover meat and caviar. They only give 6 points each, so they're of little use. And he won't make a cannibal out of Clash, that's too cruel. And he has such cute claws. Once Sean reaches the peak of the skin stage, he will become a full member of the Yang clan. And then the Zhao family will not be able to do anything to him. And now it's time to get back to morning training. Someone tells Barry to stop. He is obliged to follow the rules of the clan. There's no need to blame him. He's just following young Master Zhao's orders. Barry asks which rules Stanley Lu will follow, the clans or the Zhao families. He left his family just a couple of days ago and has already forgotten who his master is. It is unknown where he would have been if their master had not taken him in along with his father. It is better for him to be a quiet and submissive mongrel. He cannot even stand up for himself. He might have forgotten that his father was still at the Zhao estate. Let Stanley say something nice to Barry, and maybe he would put in a good word for him. No matter what happens to Stanley, he must protect his family. Keep up the good work, Lou the Mutt. Then Barry gets spit in the face. Jamie spat at him. He just hates looking at Barry. He's so pathetic. Jamie's playing the hero, so let him continue. Barry won't lay a finger on him, but his friend will suffer a lot. Jamie asks not to touch Andy. No one will come to their aid. Leo is not here, so there is no one to stand up for them. Behind Leo's back, someone attacks one of his friends. This is Sean. He sees what was done to his friends. Sean swears he's going to knock every single one of Barry's teeth out. Leo and Dan Yang are watching what is happening. It's all Leo's fault. He drank too much while celebrating reaching the peak of the blood stage, and that's why he was late. But he never imagined that Stanley Liu was such a cold-blooded person. He may seem like that, but in reality he is very kind. There is a lot that holds him back. That is why he can never reach the peak of the blood stage. A warrior without courage is like a lifeless body. We need to help Sean. He just joined their clan, and Barry has almost reached the peak of the skin stage. The boy can't handle him. He has interesting blood energy. Barry asks if Sean is sure he's going to knock all his teeth out. He said he would knock it out. A cheeky little fisherman, we must catch him. Sean attacks the first of the attackers, then the second. Sean thinks he can handle Barry too, but now he's going to see what a person who has reached the peak of the skin stage is capable of. They start fighting. Sean defeats Barry. He takes out a knife. He thrusts it into Sean. Now no one will stand up for the orphan. It's unclear what he was even counting on. Barry is a dishonest, worthless, disgusting coward. Sean pounces on him again. Barry calls Stanley. He's a mentor, and Sean is attacking his student. Enough. Barry Kai, Tim He, Wang Long, and Ray Chi are now expelled from the Yang clan. Stanley Dan is waiting in the seclusion room. They will have a serious conversation. This is the legendary Master Deng Yang himself. Sean broke the rules right in front of him. Now he will definitely be kicked out of the clan. Dan asks if he would like to become his apprentice. He offers Sean his hand. Master Yang took in his 9th disciple, who is said to be a very handsome young man. These ceremonial clothes were given to him by the elder members of the clan. They will help him get dressed. No need. Sean will change himself. He asks the girls to go out. 2 weeks had passed since his fight with Barry. Sean and his friend's wounds healed quickly thanks to Master Ian's treatment. And now Sean is no longer alone. He has a master, as well as many brothers and sisters, comrades in the clan. It's time to take revenge on Zhao. That day, Sean's life truly hung in the balance. No one could have imagined that a guy who had just joined the clan would be able to defeat a person who had almost reached the peak of the skin stage. Leo has been saying this for 2 weeks now. The master liked this guy at first sight. He must be a dragon among people. Sam seems jealous. Sharon asks if he gave Sean anything. He handed him his tungsten armor. There's no need to tease Sam. Sharon knows he had to save up for her for a long time. Here comes Sean. He thanks them for their gifts. Benji prepared something special for him. This is a tungsten steel ingot. Sean can come to Benji's forge and tell him what weapon he wants to forge. It seems like he's been given everything. It's time to move on. There's no point in keeping the master waiting. Benson's body has been found. However, the contents of his stomach were gone. He understands what troubles await them if everything is revealed. If the government comes knocking on their door, John should be prepared to put his head on the line. This boy Lane is to blame for everything. He was probably the one who killed Benson. Yuen said that he became Deng Yang's disciple. It is unlikely that John would want to voluntarily run into his blade. No matter how, he must find this thing. Sean is a noble, brave, and unyielding young man, and Dan wants to take him on as an apprentice. Once he joins the clan, he is required to remain humble, impartial, disciplined, and respectful of his mentors and senior students. He must not harm those weaker than him, or abuse his position to achieve his own interests. Once Sean drinks this cup of tea, he will become Dan's 9th disciple. And from that moment on, Dan will become his patron, and no one will dare to unfairly offend him. Sean Lane became the master's apprentice, straight from rags to riches. And what's most interesting is that Barry Kai and his gang were kicked out of the clan most likely. Someone was behind these scumbags. Damn Sean Lane. Leo asks if he knows what the 4 barriers and 7 paths are. Sean doesn't know about this yet. He was only told about the barriers of skin, flesh, bones, and blood. As the name suggests, there are 7 of them: the steed, the wolf smoke, the ferocious tiger, the crushing elephant, the divine dragon, the crucible, and the transcendental rainbow. Once you reach the top of the steed, you can easily stop a dozen galloping horses. By cultivating wolf smoke, at his peak, Sean will be stronger and deadlier than a pack of rabid wolves. On the path of the tiger, his strength will increase even more, and ordinary people will fear even his aura. If Sean achieves the path of the destroying elephant, every step he takes will cause the earth to shake. He will be able to split mountains and calm rivers. This power is worthy of the level of a great general. At the next stage, Sean will be like a heavenly dragon freed from earthly shackles and become a holy hero for the entire nation. Leo himself knows almost nothing about the paths of the crucible and the rainbow. But masters who have reached this level ascend to heaven. It's really amazing. I wonder if Sean will be able to return to his world if he achieves immortality in this one. He asks what path their master is on now. There are 3 clans in this area. The other 2 are here only because they cannot afford a better place. But the master chose Pingyang because it is his homeland. He is the only person in the area who has achieved the path of the ferocious tiger. Perhaps with Sean's system it will be possible to reach even such a high level. This is where they will end today's lesson. Sean must remember that cultivation does not tolerate haste. It is necessary to change gradually, paying attention to the smallest detail and maintaining balance. Now that the Zhao family is no longer a threat to Sean, he needs to catch more mystical fish to finally break through the skin barrier. Due to Tahua's skill, his boat will soon begin to sink from such a large catch he needs to think about a larger vessel. But the mystical fish is still missing, and it is unknown whether it will be possible to catch even one. The synchronization percentage has increased to almost 37. At this rate, Sean will soon reach the skin stage. A feather suddenly appears in front of him, having fallen from above. A strange sound is heard. It sounds like a chirp. The toad grabbed the giant bird. A wave is approaching Sean's boat. He's losing his fish. The wave carries the boat away. The cry of a giant bird has a special power. This is a psychic attack. Sean dives into the water. After some time, he opens his eyes. There is a stone crab in front of him. Sean passed out and his pets saved him again. Apparently, he was knocked out by the cry of that bird. It is indeed a monstrous creature, but the creature that was able to capture it must be even more terrifying. Sean just wasted his time, and now he has no fish or boat, so breaking through the skin barrier will have to be postponed. Tahua approaches Sean. He caught a red-blooded base, so all is not lost. Blood energy is a reflection of a warrior's physical strength, but he cannot be powerful just because his energy is strong, rather. By developing his body, he cultivates internal energy. Therefore, it is not a source, but a result. But this result can strengthen the source, forming a beneficial endless cycle. These incenses help in training. The key to breaking through the skin barrier lies in concentrating the blood energy in the chest chakra area. Eating mystical fish allows you to speed up the process a little. This is already the 38th attempt, just a little bit more. To overcome skin barriers, you need to concentrate your energy to stimulate the body's integument and muscle fascia. It's about the power that bubbles within Sean during physical training. It's the source of life. When he feels the warmth spreading in his chest, let him direct it through his bones and lungs until it reaches the outer shell and bursts out. This way it will reach the peak of the skin stage. This is the 40th attempt, but it is still not enough. The merger percentage increased to 49, but Sean still couldn't break through the first barrier. However, he has a premonition that when he reaches 50, everything will change dramatically. The fish are gone, and the spiritual plants are of little use, so it looks like I'll have to go fishing again. It's already getting light. Someone is knocking at the door. These are Jamie and Andy's fathers, Han Chen and Greg Fo. Greg hadn't seen his son for 2 days, so he came to ask if he was with the clan or hanging out somewhere. The same with Khan's son. Sean came back so late that he completely forgot to tell them everything. Everything went well for the 3 of them. They were even given a separate room, so they decided to stay there for training. In fact, they are simply afraid to go home, as their wounds have not yet healed. It seems Yangshan has given birth to future warriors. Han always knew that Jamie and Andy had a great future ahead of them. They came to tell Sean that their village was going to organize another sacrificial ceremony for the river god. Sean remembers this tradition, but he felt like they had already performed this ceremony 3 months ago. After yesterday's sign, they can't do otherwise. The sky god jumped out of the water and grabbed the giant firebird. They say even the heavens split at that moment. So they're talking about that toad. Sean understood everything. He will donate money and take part. Now it can control a maximum of 150 liters of water, which can be compressed to a 10-liter volume, which means that a liter flow will have a power of 15 kilograms. When Sean is underwater, his strength already surpasses the skin barrier. He could easily deal with 4 Tahua, if only he had the right weapon. In this world, there are spiritual weapons that can regenerate and even be upgraded. However, its production requires the rarest materials and treasures. Chonky found something. Apparently it's under the rocks. This feather seems to have fallen from that giant bird. It looks unusual. Sean was just about to go to Sam's forge to pick up a weapon. Maybe he could find out about the feather too. It seems like the forge should be somewhere nearby. Sean notices something that looks like smoke. It's not far from here. He'll have to ask Sam. Sean comes to the forge. While fishing in the morning, he found something interesting and decided to ask Sam what it was. This is a feather of a crimson phoenix. This is a real treasure, an amazing find. The crimson phoenix is a rare mystical creature that, when in mortal danger, pours all its life energy into its feathers. Then it sheds all its feathers, which scatter all over the world. One of the feathers, which has the greatest concentration of the phoenix's vital energy, is called the golden crimson feather. It is this that gives the creature rebirth, completely restoring its body. Unfortunately, it is an ordinary feather, but nevertheless, it is still a very valuable find. If Sam were Sean, he wouldn't just absorb the energy from this feather, he'd rather make it into a spiritual weapon. Judging by the last fight with the crab, something like a spear would be ideal for fighting underwater vehicles. Sean chooses the spear. Such weapons are rare to find in their clan, of course. The longer it is, the greater the range of destruction. But it is also more difficult to control. Sean has already thought everything through and asks to use this feather too. He will finally have a spiritual weapon. Sam will let him know when it's ready. Sean asks if he knows what that plume of smoke is. There was a fire in the Manhwa temple this morning, and something that shouldn't have been there appeared in the flames. There were mountain demons. A woman was running through the forest. She called for help. The woman ran to the temple. She lost consciousness. The monk asked what happened to her. She is in the Manhwa temple. 3 months ago, she decided to come to Pinyan to visit relatives. However, on the way she was attacked by some bandits. They blindfolded her and took her to a very scary place. It was a real hell. People were tortured there until only a weak ghost remained of them. Those who did this with them called them material for some kind of pearls. They ripped people's bellies open. Pearls of immortality are extracted from them. First, these people are fed a brew made from the flesh of a mountain monster, and their bellies begin to swell, carrying lumps of flesh. After 3 months, these lumps become uterine pearls, from which real pearls of immortality can emerge. If you don't remove them in time, they will hatch. And it's better not to know who will hatch. The monk told his disciple to bring their guest some food. The student decided that she was sleeping. It was clear that she was lying on the bed. The student stepped into a pool of blood. A bloody figure appeared in front of him. The student thought it was a guest, but there was still someone lying on the bed. It was a woman, and she was dead. Blood dripped onto the student's head. There was a mountain demon sitting on the ceiling. Stanley Liu is thanked for going with the investigators. Otherwise, they would have had to disturb the Grand Master. No need to thank anyone. This is the direct responsibility of any cultivator. Stanley was told that he had to deal with the Manhwa temple, cover for Lord Zhao, and get that thing back. He will understand everything himself when he sees it. They came. This is the Manhwa temple. When they enter, they discover corpses. The student must save the teacher. First, you need to try to look around. It was as if they had been bitten by a giant insect. There was not a single whole corpse here. So John wanted Stanley to cover this up. These tracks lead in that direction. It looks like some bodies were being dragged. And the tracks end where the monk and the other investigator are now. They go in there. So Stanley must return this thing. In front of them is a huge egg, towering over a mountain of corpses. Someone slams the doors. This is the least of their problems, because it is about to hatch. This is the egg of the mountain monsters, the signature of the cult of the Mother of Spirits. When the mountain monster hatches, it absorbs flesh and blood to enter the second stage. Maturation is almost complete. It will be reborn any minute. It will be a monster comparable to a warrior of the mount level. The monster hatches. This is the second stage of the mountain monster. He rushes at the monk. The investigator is trying to help. The monster rushes at him. He is as strong as a horse, and Stanley hasn't even overcome the 4th barrier yet. He needs to run. His strength should be enough to knock down the door. But this crap can get out. Survival is much more important. Stanley has always lived like this. His life comes first. What a disgusting person he is. The investigator calls for help. It looks like Stanley will finally find out how strong the horse is today. As a child, he dreamed of becoming as cool as Master Yang. They and their father will start working at the Zhao estate. This is their chance. Lord Zhao's son bullied and beat Stanley. He doesn't even have a mother. All he can do is hide in a corner and rot there with his pathetic father. Young Master Zhao started it first. Stanley must behave with dignity, respect his elders, be modest and diligent in his studies. But most importantly, he must become someone he himself will respect. Once he joins the clan, he is obliged to remain obedient, impartial, and disciplined. He must not harm those weaker than him or abuse his position to achieve his own interests. He must respect his teachers and senior fellow students. A follower of the Yang clan must stand guard over justice and fight for good. He cannot be tempted by evil. Someone set the temple on fire. Grandmaster Deng Yang is an unwavering warrior with a fierce gaze and a sharp sword that threatens death to his enemies. Then his sword was ready to cut, pierce, stab, and chop, shining brighter than gold and sapphire. His furious movements pierced the darkness like a ray of sunshine, terrifying his enemies. So he fought against hordes of monsters among the sands and winds. The monster bit off Stanley's hand. He can't let him escape. Stanley wounded him, but did not kill him. It was lucky that he was still weaker than the horse. Stanley is a true hero. This world is full of people who are much braver and more worthy than him. Yenjo ordered him to knock out the teeth of beggar children. Otherwise he'll knock Stanley's teeth out. He asked the children for forgiveness. He must do this to rise to the top and become a great man. Following the fire at the Manhwa Temple, a team of investigators was dispatched to the scene. There is something there. They enter where Stanley fought the monster. Both died. The investigator found a sign. Stanley handed the children some food, and the girl asked why he was helping them. Because he is a hero, and heroes do not bully the weak. One must understand how angry the ruler will be if what happened in the Manhwa Temple is revealed. They couldn't hesitate. When they learned that the woman had escaped, they immediately set out in pursuit. But they could not know that this whore would run into the temple. When they found her, the place was already covered in blood. There was no choice but to send Stanley Liu to the authorities. As soon as they entered the Sutra Hall, they slammed the doors behind them and started a fire to destroy the evidence. This fire is useless. It would take 3 days to burn everything down. Each of them is to blame for what happened. They didn't keep an eye on the girl, and this is what came of it. They were not honest enough with the Great Mother, and insincerity must be punished. Such is the will of the Great Mother. Lord Zhao has made a great contribution to their cult. The Great Mother will surely forgive him. But we must not forget that they are all in the same boat. The Lord will fix everything. John may actually want to give up his son. This will never happen again. In such a case, the ruler relies on them. He openly threatened them. If it weren't for the wealth and power of the Zhao family, the Lord wouldn't even listen to this old man. Luckily, the servant had enough sense to let that whore give birth to a monster so that she could get rid of unnecessary witnesses. Another chance like this might not present itself for a long time. In the end, everything is going according to plan. But for now we need to keep quiet. The authorities have already begun an investigation. Once everything settles down, they will go to Hanzhou, where Lord Zhao has lands where they can continue their good life. Yuan will continue his studies there. That bastard Yang will no longer interfere in their affairs. If they don't want to be disposed of, they must minimize the consequences of what happened. Sean didn't expect Stanley to end up like this. Andy said he was the only one who tried to stand up for them that day. But it is unclear what he was doing at the Manhwa Temple. The Yang clan did not receive any inquiries from the authorities that day. This world is very cruel. Fortunately, that monster is already dead. Sean is back. A whole crowd had already gathered at his house. The mountain demon is looking for him. They say that the past of great people is filled with pain and suffering. This boy is really suffering. Ned has been lying here for half an hour. This small fisherman is not worth it. I can't believe Larry could have such a stupid son. He will beat Ned to death. Everyone hoped that the martial arts clan would make a man out of him, but it was clear that he would cause trouble. Aunt Shona doesn't remember them ever sharing even a grain of rice with him. He would never repay them for their kindness, just like his idiot father. Here he is. Sean came to his house. He resembles a young pine tree standing unbending under the fierce gusts of wind. No wonder Master Yang made him his disciple. It's like becoming his adopted son. Now even the prefectural authorities will have to take him into account. Larry always knew this boy had a great future ahead of him. He couldn't even imagine that his son would stoop to such base acts if Sean wanted to beat him to death. He wouldn't stop him. Sean isn't one to hold grudges for long, but you can't keep everything to yourself. Ned admits that he was wrong. He will become his servant, if only he spares him. Let's move on. He's already paid enough. After all, he wasn't the main instigator back then. Sean is so generous, but Larry can't remain ungrateful. There are 200 silver liangs here. Sean's real uncle is him, Tim Su. You can discuss compensation with him. Sean is his blood. When he was starving, Tim didn't open the door for him. And when it came to silver, Sean suddenly became his blood relative. It's none of their business. No one knows where he would be if it weren't for Tim. Sean doesn't know him. According to the memories of the true owner of his body, this so-called uncle was never kind to him. He is a parasite who lives off others. Even when Sean was dying of hunger, he did not give him even a bowl of rice. If Larry wants to repay him, he should know that soon there will be a festival in their village in honor of the river god, and every resident is obliged to donate at least 100 fen. Larry could help the residents cover these costs so they can save money for the coming winter. And they could also set up a field kitchen for a couple of days. The last time Sean trained his skin barrier, it wasn't as tight as before, but rather felt inflamed. It looks like he'll be able to break through the first barrier today. A breakthrough will cause severe overheating. One mistake and his brain may simply burn out. To avoid this, he will have to cool down. Finally, it worked. Sean can now control up to 250 liters of water, which is a significant boost. But it seems the system percentage has not increased. Sean didn't expect such an effect from breaking through the skin barrier. If he could handle the rest of the barriers, he might be able to control tons of water. His abilities complement each other perfectly. He has nothing more to wish for. It's time to take a walk. Sean opens the door and hits Tim with it. He falls. He was so worried that Sean was hungry and sleeping poorly that he scraped some rice from the bottom of the jug for him. It's unlikely that Sean will suffer from lack of food now. He hits Tim with the door again, this time on purpose. Tim is his only relative. Even Sean's house should belong to him. Larry gave Sean so much money and he didn't even take half of it. He's an idiot. He could use this money to help his cousin. And anyway, Tim is older than him. He should respect him and obey him. Apparently Tim wanted to die. Sean changed literally in a second. This cruel boy joined the clan and doesn't even recognize his relatives. Tim is his uncle. But he did not help pay for his father's coffin or share food with him when he was dying of hunger. Because of his insolence, Sean's father inherited only a boat and had to work day and night to raise his son. And no one gave their word. Here someone pokes Tim in the stomach with a stick. When the boy started to succeed, he decided to take advantage of his success. It's unclear where he was before. Let him go away, so that his spirit is no longer here. In Yanshin County, this old man is far from the only headman. But he is special. He is the head of the Chen family. Even Lord Zhao must take him into account. Sean thanks the headman and asks why he came here. He hoped that Sean would agree to become a priest at the river festival. From this position, he will be able to observe everything that is happening at the festival. Maybe there we will be able to figure out what the river's favor is. Sean agrees. The headman asks him to learn the ritual texts thoroughly. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and Sean is walking to school with his briefcase. He doesn't know many of the local hieroglyphs, which is bad in itself. And besides, he needs to learn the ritual text. She will become a student of the ancient world. Luck will bring them comfort, honor, and wealth, but one should not associate with criminals, for they are unworthy by nature. When it came to school, Sean didn't think it would be elementary. He does not repeat after the teacher. There is no need to be arrogant. He should be grateful to his master for letting him in here at all. One must follow the will of the law, respect authority, and act wisely. Diligence will bring them comfort, honor, and wealth. One should not associate with criminals, for they are unworthy by nature. Learning is difficult, but they must be diligent in order to understand the world. After all, in his past life, Sean studied at a prestigious university. He feels that this method of memorizing hieroglyphs is ineffective. This method has been passed down through many generations. Don't think that the teacher looks down on Sean, but some ignoramus can't offer anything useful. The semantic method has some merit, but it is very complex and still requires memorizing the spelling of each individual character. But Sean suggests a way where the hieroglyph is divided into symbols that represent specific sounds. He calls it the pinyin system. This sounds simpler than the semantic method. Terry C. asks to tell us more about this. This is Mr. Shi. He arrived from the capital. May the wise men of the past forgive the teacher. He does not want this heresy to touch his ears. In Dashan, it is customary to reward scientists if a person invents something useful. He can receive money, tax exemption, or even a noble title. People will soon begin to notice Sean's uniqueness, and he needs to take control of his reputation to avoid suspicion. He's definitely talented. Maybe he wants to study under Terry. Education should not know status. He learned this from his teacher. But this is outrageous. The teacher has nothing to worry about what Sean can't ask. He will ask himself. What he can't resist, Terry will take on. Sean knows it's Tahua's fault. This place is much bigger than it seemed. Looks like there's even more space at the top. This vine has a soft texture. Sean tries to eat it, but he can't even bite through it. There is air here. It looks like the vine is coming from here. Sean dodges some kind of creature. Too slow, he had already noticed it a long time ago. It looks like a centipede. She wants to jump on Sean again, but Clash stops her. Sean didn't even notice how much he grew up. Clash grabbed the centipede. Sean heard that these centipedes have very powerful mandibles, but there is a weapon even more terrible: poison. If Sean can subdue this centipede, he'll have a great hidden weapon, and it should have just the right amount of psychic energy. His body became stronger after breaking through the skin barrier. I'll have to order a dagger from Benji. There is barely enough blood. Sean moves his finger towards the centipede. The recoil is unexpectedly strong. He subdued the celestial centipede. She mutated by absorbing spiritual mushrooms and the blood of a warrior. Sean will name her Afe. It takes 10,000 points of water essence to evolve into a winged celestial centipede. I wonder where she got all those mushrooms. Afe leads Sean into the grotto. There he discovers a skeleton. He is a former general of the navy of the Great Qing dynasty. After the defeat, being mortally wounded, he sank and decided to meet his death here, not daring to appear before his majesty. Great San, water, defeat, death. Sean doesn't understand the rest. Perhaps there is an ancient battlefield buried somewhere nearby, and there might still be something valuable there. Apparently there are spiritual mushrooms in this chest. Most likely the other one was eaten by Afe. Sean will bury the master under the lotus field. Now it's time to pump up. This should be enough to get past 50% of the merger. Tahua Sean will give 1/6. Chonky and Clash will get 1/12 each, and Afe has already eaten 1 mushroom. That's enough for her. Sean ate the rest. So soft and tender, like tofu. Sean received 216 points of water essence. New skill unlocked, Aqua Dash. Sean will see what he can do. He crashes into a rock. It's a movement skill, but it burns too much energy and is difficult to control direction. Sean can now control up to 400 liters of water. Pets have also been leveled up. It's strange when Chunky managed to overtake the others. Something doesn't add up here. But perhaps these are the peculiarities of his digestion. Aqua Dash can be upgraded to Aqua Leap with the river's favor. Sean feels it has something to do with the holiday. A week later, Andy comes to him to invite him to a party. Sean tells Afe to jump on his hand. The centipede wraps itself around his wrist. Sean is ready to go. The River Gods Festival is about to begin. A woman asks her daughter why she is crying. The girl sees a monster. Don't joke like that. There's no way a monster could have come from their village. The mother will buy the girl some sweets. The monster lurked behind the wall. The holiday begins. They bring in sacrificial animals. The shaman is on site. It's time for the high priest to begin. Sean approaches the offering table. Let the ritual begin. O river god, by his grace, Sean takes the lands of Yanshin, which lies near the Huaihe River, and in return offers these gifts. Sean is amazing. Andy doesn't know what happened to him, but they grew up together, and he doesn't look like the old Sean. The monster jumps onto the roof. Now he is very close. Sean notices him. It's a mountain monster, with cracked skin like dry bark, just like the one in the picture from the Monster Almanac. The girl sees him again. This time others notice the monster too. He jumps to the ground. The girl and her mother lose sight of each other. The monster rushes towards the girl. Sean won't be able to save her in time. Jamie comes to the rescue. Andy only recently learned this technique, but there is no other way. The monster dodges. Andy won't have time to throw another blade. The monster is about to pounce on Jamie. If Sean has any tricks up his sleeve, now's the time to show them off. This is water from the river. Collected for the ritual for the Aqua Rush, you will need water, which means you will have to create the conditions yourself. Sean activates Aqua Dash, just in time. Sean tells Andy to take the girl and run. He can leave the rest to him. But Andy will come back to help him. It's unclear where this creature even came from here. She disappeared. The monster is approaching from behind. He is very strong. Sean delivers the finishing blow. Andy and Jamie are back. First you need to immobilize the monster. You need to aim for the joints. Andy and Jamie stab the monster with knives. Then Sean strikes again. Now it's Afe's turn. This creature will definitely get hurt by her poison. The monster wants to pounce on the residents. Sean throws a stake at him. The monster starts saying something about immortality and calls out Sean's name. He can talk. Perhaps this is how the river god punishes them. The villagers are in a panic if things continue like this. They can forget about a peaceful life. This is a gift of blessing for all of Yanshin. A perfect offering for the river god. The monster's head now lies on the offering table. If Sean hadn't broken through the skin barrier, eaten that mushroom to increase his fusion percentage, and used Afe's poison, he wouldn't have been able to defeat that creature. It seems that he really has become much stronger. In addition, he finally received the river's favor, with which he can level up a new ability, but for some reason he earned very few points. The doctor is here. Sean has an amazing figure. His arms are long like a monkey's and his waist is thin like a wasp's. The doctor is interested in what material Sean's clothes are made of. The cloak was a gift from his second eldest brother. It is made of bear skin, strong as steel. The dress was given to him by his 8th eldest brother. It is made of heavenly silk. Judging by the depth of his wound, he had already broken through the skin barrier. Their village is proud of him. Sean is now a true warrior, and it only took him a couple of months. Jamie is no match for him. The boy has become too strong. Tim is afraid that he will go to take revenge on him. The headman asks what kind of monster it was. They call him a mountain demon. He feeds on blood. Apparently he was attracted here by the crowd of people. Sean doesn't know if there are any of his kind roaming around Yanshin, but this wasn't the first. This head looks familiar. She looks like Ben Sin. If you look closely, it really is him. Alchemy, Zhao Manor, Mountain Demons, Stanley Lu, Ben Xing, Fahua Temple. Sean should have guessed sooner. They were raising mountain demons. This is a serious matter. He must report what happened to his teacher. People are right. This monster really was once Ben's sin. They will answer for everything. Sean has important business with his teacher. He is confident that the Fahua Temple incident is related to the Zhao estate. And Sean is smart. No wonder Dan Yang chose him as his student. The lady seemed to already know about this. She understands that Sean is on edge, but she must not forget who his teacher is. He is none other than Deng Yang, the only tiger warrior of Pinyin. The members of the Demon Mother sect climb the stairs. One of them notices something. They were attacked. A giant blade emerged from the clouds. Dan Yang is here. 2 days had already passed. The lady told Sean to stay in the clan so as not to spoil the teacher's plans. She even gave him 2,000 fen for daily expenses. And thanks to the flesh-restoring pill, his wounds had almost healed. The teacher believes that the Demon Mother cult is planning a large-scale attack on the cultivators to obtain potions. So the mistress is keeping Sean here for safety reasons. Suddenly an orange flies at him. He manages to knock it away. The orange hits the wall. Good vigilance. Leo was told that Sean was in the clan, so he thought that this was the place he would be. Sean knows how to use a spear, so Leo suggests a short sparring match. Sean won't hold back. Leo tosses an orange. He throws it at Sean. That one opened. Sean drops his spear. This is a good move. It looks like Sean has already broken through the skin barrier. Judging by his rapid progress, he definitely has the pattern of fate. That day is just around the corner. The teacher will explain everything to him when the time comes. They train again and again. What Sean says about the Zhao estate matches up with what Leo has been investigating lately. But it's all a bit too simple. It's as if someone had left a mark on purpose. Maybe Leo is making it up. If Sean has broken through the skin barrier, this book is for him. It's called The Power of Bowing Technique. Perfect for a warrior who has just broken through the skin barrier. Martial techniques are divided into 2 classes, the movement class and the strength class. Strength techniques are needed to deepen control over QI energy and blood. Let Sean read this and use it in his next sparring session. Leo never said why he was looking for him. Benji sent him, the weapons are ready. The mountain demon is chained. The sectarians are leading a group of people past. This girl is the same age as Wang Ling's daughter. Lord Wu awaits. All the ingredients are ready. In 3 days they will be able to feed him. They must take good care of him. This is very important. Those who have a hot temper have explosive weapons. Those who are more docile have soft ones. The first stage is softening the tungsten steel, purifying the essence, and strengthening its durability. The second stage is to reveal the energy of the crimson feather and allow the steel to absorb it. It is a volatile darkness, balancing between illusion and reality. It feeds on blood. And it is from this that Benji will mold the shape of Sean's spear. Spiritual weapons must be saturated with the blood of the future owner. The spirit of the phoenix rises from the furnace. The weapon rejects blood, just not on Benji's shift. So here it is, Sean's spiritual weapon. It's heavy, about 45 kilograms. Sean is connected to him as if they share the same breath. There are stuffed animals in the yard. He can try out the spear. Sean is quick to take advantage of the offer. Great, but he still hasn't given it a name. He will call it Wave Conqueror. Looks like Sean's weapon is ready. Let Sam tell you himself what brought them here. The teacher sent him on reconnaissance, but he was doing something completely different. But in taverns, you can really gather a lot of information. In fact, Sam knows where one of the strongholds of the Mother of Demons might be. At that moment, Sam was enjoying the flowers. The sectarians passed by. I wonder what they're thinking about as they walk around in black robes in broad daylight. Sam simply followed them and found their shelter near the Fahua Temple. So, we can follow the teacher's plan. Given the situation, a direct attack seems appropriate. They will take care of it tomorrow, and this time Sean will go with them. His hands were already stained with blood. He couldn't avoid it forever, especially with so many enemies around. You don't have to listen to this nonsense. Sean agrees to go with them. This mountain demon is well fed and stronger than ever. He tried so hard. If he had not turned into a monster, John, his father, would not have achieved immortality. Among their ingredients today were treasures. He needs very little, but if the plans are disrupted because of him, he's dead. Apparently, this is the place Sam was talking about. It was lucky that the teacher left them Black Fang. Without him, they would not have found the marks. Black Fang begins to bark. Benji calms him down. Sean asks where Sam went. He shoots a bow. The arrow hits the lustful cultist just in time. This is Sam's signal. It's time to go on the offensive. So this is the strength of a horse. This is no time to sit back. It's their turn now. Benji attacks the cultists. Arrows pierce them. Sam let them out. Sean won't be able to use the spear in close combat, so we need to surround him. However, Sean manages to attack the cultists. He tells Benji to take Black Fang, find the prisoners, and take them away from here. We need to run. They've already broken through. That demon slaughtered the entire temple. It's Lan's fault. All because he missed that girl. There were children the same age as his daughter. He can't take it anymore. They are all guilty. The sinner will not escape punishment. Lan attacks one of the cultists. John Lee orders them to release all the mountain demons they have. This is the perfect opportunity. If he can get through the secret passage, he can change the course of the game. For such bastards, death is too light a punishment. Sean is probably coming down the mountain with the captives. They're done. He should be back soon too. But Benji is bothered by the smell of blood. It is too intense. There may be more prisoners somewhere. Sean finds a hidden passage. Judging by Black Fang's reaction, there's something there. Sean opens the doors. When he enters the cave, they slam shut. Demonic Hunt activated. It must be completed to receive the blessing of the River Guardian. Each new stage of cultivation will yield twice as many fruits. Mountain demons appear. There are a lot of them. Looks like Sean won't leave here until he kills them all. Then he won't waste time. It's good that he has become much stronger in recent days, but it is unknown how long he can hold out. He can't fight half-heartedly. Sean rushes into battle. He killed 6 demons. Time to start the second round. The demons are advancing. This time Sean killed 31. Looks like they're all gone. Someone appears behind Sean. It really is him. Who would have thought that a fish-smelling orphan could go so far? Sean is just in time. John has prepared a gift for him. It is Stanley's father, Lou. Sean has come to save him. Sean's brothers are nearby, so today will definitely be the end for John. Rocks fly behind Sean. In front of him is a giant mountain demon. Now John will see who will finish off whom. They do have reason to worry. The demons they have encountered so far were no stronger than the skin barrier. So it's not them that Benji fears. Sean could be facing something even worse. A demon with the power of a steed. This is the most dangerous situation he has ever been in since his rebirth. This monster has thick, bloated arms and an absurdly huge body. There's no need to even think about it. This creature is close in strength to a horse. But Sean can't just give up. He's been through too much fighting for this life. He can't give up now. Danger is just one facet of life. Even if his miserable childhood didn't break him, he can't be afraid of something like this. Sean dodges the giant's blows. It's hard to believe that this boy only spent 6 months in the clan. John's son must kill him for his father's sake. The monster strikes. Keep it up. The difference in strength is too great. It is possible to merge with a portion of the Riverkeeper's Imperial Grace, achieving the first stage of Ascension, doubling combat stats and increasing damage against aquatic creatures by 10%. It seems Sean was lucky, but luck is part of strength. He chooses fusion. He finds himself in some other place. The dragon asks if the Riverkeeper is sure that he will not regret it. It is unclear who he is talking to. Who is the keeper of the river? Violating the laws of the universe is a direct path to death. Somehow Sean ended up in the body of the Riverkeeper. This technique is called Dragon Break. It's unclear what a weakling like Sean was even counting on. John did all this just for the sake of survival. People are born with luck or a silver spoon in their mouth, but he only had a son. He had to claw his way to the top. He had gone through a lot to become that idiot Zhao's chief servant, and Sean would never understand his suffering. John tells his son to finish him off. Sean opens his eyes. There is an explosion. Sean is ready to fight. One day he asked Deng Yan if he knew anything about the furnace and rainbow paths, and how powerful they were. Dan said that no one alive today has ever seen them, so no one knows. But the people call them divine paths. Sean activates Dragon Rupture. He decided to scare them with tricks. They had to kill him. The monster rushes to attack. Something is happening to his hand. It tears her away. The monster rushes towards John and evaporates. Now he has nothing left. Sean falls. It's his fault. John will finish him off. Here, the explosion causes stones to fly apart again. Leo, Sam, and Benji found a hidden room. Looks like there was a serious fight here. John is wondering how he can escape now. First, we need to get Sean out, and then we need to inspect this place. John wanted to get out of the cave, but someone calls out to him. This is Lan. He asks where his daughter and wife are. Actually, John is the main servant, and Lan yells at him. Lan pounces on John and again demands to know where his family is. In this chaos, it's impossible to figure out who went where. Maybe they were eaten by mountain demons. Lan slits John's throat. Let him go to hell to pay for his sins. We mustn't give up. Our daughter and wife Lana may still be alive. Sean is in a lot of pain. His body feels like it's being torn apart. He wakes up. This is a room in the teacher's estate, but Sean just fought a mountain demon. It seems the fight ended when he was unconscious, and his older brothers saved him. Partial fusion with the Riverkeeper's Imperial Grace is complete. Sean has reached the first stage of Ascension. His combat stats have doubled, and his damage against aquatic creatures has increased by 10%. Sean gained a better understanding of how his body works. He feels the boiling point. It pulsates within him. 3 inches thick and 2 feet long, it can begin to refine the flesh. He has only been cultivating for 2 months. but has already reached the beginning of the second barrier, all thanks to the system. Leo didn't expect to see him so alert right after waking up. They came to ask him about what happened in the secret room. Apparently they don't know about that monster. They shouldn't talk about it. Otherwise questions about its strength might arise. Sean says that he passed out after defeating the last mountain demon sent by John Lee. They found him dead too. This means that someone was hiding there and watching them. But if it wasn't a friend of the Zhao people, he should have helped Sean. Leo will report everything to the teacher. Sean needs to get a good night's sleep. Sam heard that his house had just been finished being rebuilt. After some time, Sean returns home. This is not a house, but an entire estate. And indeed, it doesn't look like a home for one person. Kim Rice invites Sean to take a look at the house. There's no need to call him Mr. Lane. Kim is much older than him. Sean saved them. This is the least they can do to thank him. They even raised some money for him. It's not worth it. It's better to spend them on 2 meals a day for the workers. They can divide the leftovers among themselves after construction in their time. Rice is sometimes more expensive than meat. Mr. Lane is so magnanimous, so noble and generous. Thanks to Sean, the clan sent 3 guards to them. Only their faces are a little scary, but for warriors this is normal. If Sean's father saw this, he would be proud of him. His life will not be in vain. The last time the boat crashed, if he wants to continue fishing, he will have to buy a new one. He had been waiting for this moment since the system had awakened. He thought it was just a naive dream, but in that dream he saw how the Riverkeeper really walked on water. The wave submits to him, it's amazing. The main hideout of the Demon Mother sect was captured, and Lord Zhao's best servant was killed. More than 100 of their demons were destroyed. The Lord can only whine. They almost finished everything, and now it's unclear how they were discovered at all. And this is not the only fallen citadel. Fortunately, they still have enough materials for pearls. Let Lord Zhao prepare a boat. They need to return to the cult as soon as possible. Everything will be ready by tomorrow morning. The Lord planted this jujube 5 years ago, but it never bore fruit. He didn't cut it down because it attracts birds, which they eat every day. John Lee and Stanley Liu are birds born to be eaten, it's natural selection. All trees will eventually rot. The cult of the Mother of Demons is a rotten tree that is about to fall. Lord Zhao asks Yuan to make sure that this ends up in the hands of the boy, Sean Lane, by tomorrow morning. Today they will leave for Hangzhou. Sean is so courageous. They say he killed about a dozen mountain demons single-handedly. Some heard there were 100. The rumors are getting crazier. It looks like this is Sam's doing. Sean meets his clan brothers. Leo reports that he was sent something from the Zhao estate. These are letters and land documents. These papers are worth about 2,300 lien of silver. Let Sean accept this as an apology. The rest are gifts for everyone who wants it. It seems that Lord Zhao is not an ordinary person at all. Everything is marked here. The escape routes of the Demon Mother cult. The time and method of contacting them. Perhaps that citadel was given away deliberately. Benji will report this to the teacher and find out what they should do next. But it is unlikely that they will let them escape. A month ago, Old Man Su was carrying lunch to his wife. He's such a good person, not like Tim. He must hurry, otherwise his wife and daughter will go hungry. He's almost here. Then someone attacked him with a dagger. Blood splatters. It's time to bring lunch. Old Man Su walked on. A month has passed. Today is that very day. When the time comes, he will have to deal with them. But he won't be able to decide on this. The one whose voice sounds in Old Man Su's head can help him. The old man asks to leave him alone. He won't be able to get rid of it, because they are one. Sean and Sam come to the river. They need to cross the river. We can't show it yet. They must be somewhere nearby. But you have to be on your guard. Apparently, these are the carrier's wife and daughter, that's right. He speaks like this while being in someone else's shoes. It's disgusting. Old Man Su doesn't understand. It looks like we'll have to flay him to get him to tell the truth. If he had held out one more day, he wouldn't have had to kill them. They are finished. This is the aura of a steed. Sam rushes to attack. Sean joins him. There are 2 of them, and the old man is alone. He won't be able to hold out for long. Nobody said he was alone. Sean is entangled in chains. They drag him into the water. The guardians of the Mother of Demons are always together, one in the light, the other in the darkness. His friend specializes in underwater assassinations. If Sam doesn't deal with the old man in the next 5 minutes, the boy will die. This guy's lungs should have been blown out by now. Suddenly the sectarian is entangled in chains. He falls to the bottom. After Sean's fusion reached 70%, he kept wondering how deep he could go underwater. He should thank the sectarian. Welcome to Sean's territory. There are no gods in this world. If they existed, they would have saved them. They say that God can only be seen on the threshold of death. The advantage of the cultist is speed. This will be enough to finish off the boy. Sean uses an aquadash. He disappeared somewhere. It's incredible how he managed it, because the cultist is at the stage of a steed. Sean appears ahead. He attacks. Underwater, it's not difficult to deal with the horse. Sean must return to the boat. The elder brother was right. God can only be seen on the threshold of death. Sam may have caught the old man, but his little brother was definitely dead. Here Sean returns to the boat. This bastard was swallowed by a monster. Sean has to pretend he's on his last legs. Tahua appears from the water. Sean was really lucky. The old man is taken away. This cult member was not particularly strong. A warrior of the ferocious tiger level can live for 120 years. A warrior of the immortal level can live even longer. But 60 years have passed since the fall of the Great Qing. The older generation still holds out. The middle generation is dead, and the immortals will only appear in extreme cases. This means that these are young people who are not from the core of the cult. The most dangerous are their elite. After so many years of cult membership and daily hard work, Ari finally obtained the great technique of blood sacrifice. The cult lacks talent and needs new people. This wolf smoke pill is his best hope. There is a knock here. A log breaks through the door and flies at Ari. He destroys it. The log was thrown by the disciples of the Yang clan. This person is most likely a level higher than Benji. He has a wolf smoke level. This fight will be difficult. Ari already thought that he should be afraid. He withstood Benji's blow without a scratch. If this is all they can do, they won't get out of here alive. This is Kui energy. Benji uses his power to rip statues out of the ground. He throws them at Ari, but he destroys them. These are stupid tricks. Leo shoots a bow. His damn arrow won't even penetrate Ari's aura. On the contrary, it will be just enough. The fumes from the arrowhead sting Ari's eyes. Benji enters the battle again. It seems like it's all over. They were probably able to uncover Ari because of that dog Zhao, otherwise they would never have found him. He can't let them go alive. The arrow pierces the ball that Ari took out. His wolf smoke pill is no longer there. Apparently that scoundrel Zhao told about this too, but no one said it was a pill. Ari somehow managed to put it in his mouth. He takes the pill. A transformation occurs within him. It is unlikely that they will be able to withstand the highest level of wolf smoke. Zhao's estate is just down the street. We need to hurry. There is some kind of energy that can be felt. It's coming from Benji. He's in danger. Nothing else could be expected from cult members. It is unclear whether they are people or demons. How arrogant. It is their fault that the descendants of the previous dynasty became like this. When Ari was a boy, his village was attacked by soldiers. His mother told him to live for her. Each of them must give their lives in service to the mother of the cult. It wasn't easy for a boy like him to survive. From now on, he will become a disciple of a cult follower. His new name is Ari Khan. Leo can't even aim properly. Then Sean and Sam appear. Leo can't help Benji. It's okay, he can leave it to Sam. It's too powerful. Benji won't last long. We need to find a way out. Ari's weak spot must be somewhere near the heart. Benji must open it to his younger brothers. The energy from Sam's arrow seems to be less than usual. Ari already said that their arrows wouldn't even scratch him. Now it's clear that Sam is distracting him. He gives Benji the ability to use his power. Benji strikes. Sam is shooting a bow again. One day Ari asked why they couldn't live under the sun. They are the remnants of a past dynasty. There is no place for them in the new era, because someone took away what rightfully belonged to them. But one day, they will take revenge for everything. An arrow pierces Ari. Enter. Sam's first arrow was deliberately weakened to deceive him, and the second one was already saturated with the maximum power of the horse. It looks like Sean still has a lot to learn. It's over. We need to quickly tie Ari up with a steel chain. This chain is made to contain the power of wolf smoke. Ari remains conscious even after his heart was pierced by an arrow. Just don't faint from fear. These occultists like to keep demons with them. They are neither human nor demons. Ari lived in a cave where not a single ray of light penetrated. They never tried to get out of the pit filled with corpses. Ari just wanted to live in the sun, something pampered idiots like them would never understand. There is no need to play the victim. His actions destroyed hundreds of families. Ari is wrong to think that he deserves pity because of his past. Sam doesn't care. Now he just wants to break his neck and feed his heart to the dogs. Sam is one of those orphans whose parents were destroyed by occultists. They need to take Ari to the clan, and then Benji will buy Sam a drink. And he'll also have to train with Leo. Sam got it. Sean had never experienced such a feeling before. In his past life, his colleagues didn't care about him. Sean should go with them too. He agrees. Chunky sleeps, having eaten too many spiritual plants. He dreams of Sean, who judges him for gluttony. Chunky wakes up. He gets up and gets ready to hunt. Chunky is full of energy. Emerging from his grotto, he pounces on the fish. However, it hits the bottom. The fish swims away. Sean said not to transform unless necessary, otherwise people might notice them. If brute force doesn't help, you have to try using your brain. Chonka has an idea. He approaches the fish again, but this time he pretends to be in love. However, this does not help. Tahua and Clash laugh at Chonky. Sean can't calm down. Once they dealt with Ari, the lady rewarded them with silver confiscated from the Zhao estate. 150 lions of silver for each, and not ordinary silver, but the purest. The lady is so generous. An ordinary ingot is worth 50 liang, but this beauty has 52.5 of them. It seems like this is the first time Sean has held such money in his hands. After that, they continued to clear out the occultists' hideouts, so his power increased significantly. Although he has not yet broken through the flesh barrier, he feels that there is not much left. This day is just around the corner. The teacher returned and called them to discuss their merits and distribute rewards. Ari will kill that fucking bastard Zhao and them. The lady arranged it so that they had to eat in the company of these freaks. She's just amazing. It costs a lot to organize such a feast for them. Sean, of course, still doesn't know her name. Her name is Angie. Her ancestors held the posts of ministers and even chief secretary, and the lady was introduced to their teacher by Commander-in-Chief Ray Wen himself. Her father is a third-rank official at the imperial court. Then her marriage to the teacher can be considered a misalliance. The teacher will skin Benji alive if he hears this. They all did a good job. The two will soon be handed over to the authorities. Let them kill them. Let them flay them. It doesn't matter to them. There will be those in the cult who will avenge them. They don't understand the principles of balance. Ari is only alive because he is useful. Otherwise, Dan would not have allowed him to breathe a second longer. After the trial of the occultists, the members of the Yang clan will be rewarded. But for Sean, Dan has something special. It's a gift from his older brother. It was delivered just yesterday. For this thing, the captain fought with the wolf smoke, and now he decided to just give it away. His little brother was very lucky. They had looked at him askance for years. A captain shouldn't have favorites. He knows what they're getting at. The drinking is on him today. This is how it should have started. Sean's brother hopes he likes the gift. Sean opens the box. From there, a green light emanates, curling into an image resembling a dragon. This is a spiritual weapon. Each such weapon is unique, and its ability to evolve with its owner has given it an unshakable status in the art of weaponry. Possession of such a weapon is an incredible stroke of luck for a simple fighter. It is rare for a blacksmith to be able to create such a miracle. And Sean now even has 2 spiritual weapons. His name is Azure Wolf. This weapon will cover Sean's weaknesses in close combat. Now he will be able to fight perfectly in any environment. Because of all this mess, he missed several classes. It's time to go back to school. As he approaches the school, Sean hears vowel sounds being made. It appears to be a phonetic system. Sean finally arrived. He is ashamed, but teacher Wang Ming knows what he was doing. They, together with the school's rector, improved the phonetic system. So he is Sean Lane. His system amazed the abbot. No need for formalities. Let him look at what they did. In this version, there are fewer hieroglyphs than Sean described. Instead of 76, there are only 63. Among them, 23 first syllables, 24 last ones, and 16 whole ones. The abbot really improved the system. He is a wise old man. Sean is amazed. This version is much better than his. The abbot must admire him. If it weren't for his idea, it's unknown how long they would have continued to explain hieroglyphs with other hieroglyphs. With the teacher's recommendation, many doors would open for Sean. Wang Ming showed him their work. Having influential people behind you is indeed very useful. Sean asks who Van's teacher is. Come to think of it, Wang never told him his name. At the top of the pyramid of power sits the emperor, and beneath him are 3 directories, 2 pavilions, and 5 great academicians. Wang's teacher is none other than Hao Bai, one of the 5 great academicians. In his letter, he also admired Sean's system. Van is confident that he will be able to convince His Majesty. Of course, the Deshan culture is very ancient, but this does not mean that it is not open to new things. The Shona system will help them keep up with the times. But besides teacher Wang, there are 4 other people of the same level, and it is also unknown how the emperor will react. There is no need to worry about His Majesty's reaction. He always encouraged new ideas. Sometime later, a reception is held at the imperial palace. If that's all, the great academics can go free. A faithful servant has something to tell the emperor. He wants to show him a new method of studying hieroglyphs. You can't replace ancient methods with some meaningless nonsense. The great academician Bai must understand what the culture of their nation is based on. But we also need to understand what reforms are. According to the great academician Lem Tse, the phonetic system is much better than what they used before. By saying that she is better, Lam is deliberately denigrating the names of her ancestors. It is unlikely that he would have dared to say such a thing during the Qin dynasty. The Dashang dynasty currently rules. Enough. The emperor is not going to listen to their bickering. He asks why Hao Bai values this method so highly. The old minister believes that this method can be used to create the foundation of the country. This is interesting, the emperor asks to continue. If Dashang does not open the way for change, Everything may end up the same as with the Kang dynasty. When the emperor was young, he personally took part in campaigns against the northern barbarians and traveled through the south. All in order to get to know the life of ordinary people. He fears stagnation, but not reforms. The previous method consisted of 400 initial characters and over 1,000 final characters. Haobai asks the officials how long it took them to learn at least half of them. It should take at least 5 years, but the phonetic method will allow you to do this in just 6 months. This is nonsense. If they don't believe it, they can see for themselves. This method was invented by a student of Haobai's student, a young man named Sean Lane. Despite the fact that he is an ordinary fisherman, he is very smart. Hao believes that his contribution to culture is worthy of an award and a title of nobility. First, this system needs to be tested. They will try it on the 6th prince. The emperor must be given a full report on Sean, and the pattern of fate is vital information for any martial artist. Of course, it doesn't define it completely, but it can still tell a lot. People with a unique pattern of fate are blessed by heaven. They are chosen by fortune. Destiny is not predetermined by heaven. The wind makes the tiger ferocious. The rain turns the dragon into a powerful one. The higher the level of a person's destiny, the greater his achievements. And if he is a warrior, the stronger his fighting abilities. You can also learn a lot from destiny. Everything will go easier and faster if you act in accordance with it. People with a high level of fate often have 2 fate seals, a straight one and an oblique one. For example, the youngest holy warrior, Zhang Longxiang, carries both the seals of the divine mountain Dazhu and the demon devourer, which means that on the path to glory, he will have to go through terrible troubles and trials. Indeed, Zhang Longxiang was attacked in the northern wasteland, single-handedly fought against 3 true elephants, and proved himself worthy of the title of invincible holy warrior. Another holy warrior, Yuanji, had the fate of a great stone mountain. He mastered the path in the wild mountains and reached the level of a holy warrior, regaining his youth. Unfortunately, he was stubborn and did not submit, and was killed by Zhang Longxiang. Where the two fought, the ground was stained with blood. The local wildlife, having absorbed this power, began to transform into spirits and demons. It is important to remember that fate changes, and people influence each other's fates. Sean asks how to find out his destiny. The most important thing in this matter is the ashes from the special incense of fate. It can be used to determine it, but only if this fragrant incense is burned after activating the pattern of fate. The longer it is saturated with the blessing, the better the result. Especially for the new year, Dan obtained for Sean the incense of fate, which had been stored for 5 years, but only one thing was missing: the blood of a centuries-old precious fish. A creature born of nature itself, endowed with a heavenly destiny, its blood is filled with special luck and blessing, without which the ritual cannot be completed. Dan has already assigned people to find out about this. Now everything depends on luck. There's a lot Sean can't help them with, but when it comes to finding precious fish, he's a professional. But first you need to buy a suitable vessel. This path will be completely different from before. Sean's old boat was shattered when he witnessed 2 powerful spirits fighting. Nowadays, the sale of boats in this area is almost entirely under the control of the fishing guild. Those who cannot buy a boat rent one from the guild. The fisherman asks Sean if he wants to see the boat. He has a brand new one here. It's coated with tung oil and shines beautifully. Looks great, the price is great, and the first 3 months of rent are interest-free. These boats really do look decent. But it is clear that they have been secretly refurbished, apparently because the owners were forced to hand over their old boats. Sean Lane suddenly showed up here. It's an honor for them. This is the same 9th disciple of Mr. Yang that everyone is talking about. He single-handedly destroyed more than 100 mountain demons. Ling's son had long said that a certain young man was becoming a celebrity in Yixi, and indeed, it was immediately obvious that he was talented and noble. You can just call him by his first name. Surely Lin didn't come for no reason. He would like Sean to become a patron of their fishing guild. If he agrees, Lin will give him 20% of the guild's income, and will also give him the best boat they have. Sean refuses. He understands what Lin wants, and knows that in this world, big fish eat little fish. He is not going to judge. But Lin apparently didn't understand one thing: Sean was also a fisherman. A good reputation brings benefits, but only if you are worthy of it. Sean may be of benefit to the fishermen, but once they get used to the low rent, they will begin to despise him as soon as he joins the guild. Lin asks him to agree to at least one thing. If he does, the boat will still be his. Recently, spirits and demons have been appearing more and more frequently near the border with Shuibu County. Lin asks to destroy them. The great waters of Jianghua hide countless treasures, but behind all this beauty there are also dangers. The water area is divided into 2 zones, shallow water and deep water. The deep water is extremely dangerous, but full of rare resources. Ordinary people can reach the shallow water, but there are few resources there. If intelligent spirit monsters wish to appear in shallow waters, they must notify Hebo, the river god. Otherwise, they will be hunted down and punished by the Dacian Empire. For example, the mother Kwantu came to shallow water for safety to lay eggs and survive. And that battle between two powerful spirits took place in the depths. The spirit that Lin spoke of is right on the border between shallow water and deep water. Such places are especially dangerous. Spirits often get lost and accidentally enter shallow water. Sean and Chunky secretly combed the area around Yixing City in Pingyang County and drove out all the weak spirits from the shallow waters. But the spirit is just a companion piece. The most important thing is that Sean is no longer an ordinary person who can only survive in shallow water. He's now at 70% fusion, and the flesh barrier is almost broken. Only truly valuable treasures can be found in the depths, such as a 100-year-old precious fish. This is a real deep zone, something that you can't find in shallow water even with fire. But here you can find it everywhere. Several hours have passed, but the target has not yet been found. This is an aquatic breathing plant. If you hold it in your mouth, an ordinary person can breathe underwater for half an hour. And this is a rainstone shell, a delicacy that only true gentlemen eat. But all this is not what Sean is looking for. It seems Chunky found something. This is a 7-star eel. Spirits cannot be accurately determined in strength by their appearance, but if their strength is below wolf smoke, they are simply called water spirits, because they are almost never encountered. Strong dragon monsters live by their own rules. They don't go into shallow water because they're afraid of Dacian, and it's simply not beneficial for them. Ordinary people are like rice husks to them. Although some valuable fish are naturally endowed with incredible strength, for Sean, this fish is still weak. He already controls a flow of almost 900 jinn. She won't be able to escape. Someone is eating an eel here. It seems that this is the spirit that Lin spoke of. Since he dared to eat Sean's fish, he would pay for it with his life. Every time the fusion level increases, Sean's physical form takes a leap forward. Therefore, he is eagerly awaiting what will happen when the water spirit breaks through to the next level. Losing a precious fish was sad, of course, but this big guy gave Sean an even bigger chance. If he wants the water spirit to break through to the next level, he must eat this monstrous fish. Sean charges in. He calls Clash. He gives him spiritual weapons. Sean stabs the fish. Now it's Afe's turn. It secretes poison. Then Tahua and Chunky attack the fish. Clash joins. Sean delivers the finishing blow. It was as easy as pie. This time, none of the animals were harmed, and the enemy was killed without much effort. Moreover, when Sean unlocked his potential, it turned out that he had amazing power. It's time to cut up the carcass. This creature has a special body structure. Meat makes up no more than 50% of its mass. But fortunately, he is large enough, and there should be plenty of meat. I wonder how much water energy Sean will get from his first bite. A whole 22 points. It seems that with such a loot, he will definitely be able to improve the water spirit. He will definitely achieve this tonight. The complete fusion is complete. The water spirit has successfully ascended to a new level. Now all that remains is to increase it. It's similar to the moment when Sean first gained the favor of the water spirit. Suddenly he falls to his knees. The promotion was successful. The water spirit Zhejiang was obtained. He is incredibly strong and ferocious. The fusion gives dragon veins and tiger bones. Zhejiang is able to knock down 9 bulls with one jerk. The wave jump and water prison skills have been mastered. The patronage of the waters has been received. Their energy nourishes the body. Sean feels like he's going to burst, but the catch is worth it. His energy and strength increase 3-fold. While the skin and muscles are weak, it is necessary to use food and special hardening methods to get the blood flowing and stimulate development. But when you reach a new level, you can move on to internal methods, nourish external development from within, and even strengthen the organs. Sean's teacher had long ago begun to teach him a reminder about energy circulation. It all fits together. Sean has already crossed the bone level. The tendons are long and strong, the bones are heavy, the muscles are flexible. Dragon tendons and tiger bones are really something. It's good that the teacher had made Sean practice internal techniques beforehand today. The strength from the increase gave him the opportunity to easily pass this stage. A crocodile can evolve into a horned crocodile. A 6-whiskered catfish can evolve into a tiger-headed catfish. Finally, Sean activates evolution for everyone. The horned crocodile can expend 14,912 units of water energy. The tiger catfish can expend 14,926 units of water energy to become a fearsome tiger catfish. These look like dragon horns. The complexity of fusion has increased 10-fold, and wasting the remaining water energy on increasing the fusion level is unprofitable. It's better to play big. The protection of water allows you to slowly accumulate water energy and replenish its deficiency for the evolution of animals. Two beasts have already evolved, but we can't let others fall behind. Who knows what dangers lie ahead? These animals are Sean's main trump card. Before he had no choice, but today he will take everything. This is truly a wave rider, not a wave control for beginners. And what's most unexpected is that these two animals suddenly gained special abilities. Now Chonky can emit something like a high-frequency wave. Sean catches fish using the water prison skill. A monster fish appears. Clash turned into a stone crab claw, but Afei's name remained the same. With such divine skills, you don't have to worry about fishing at all. Although, of course, too much was pumped up at once, the path of cultivation will be long. We need to go back to the fishing stalls and talk to the others. I wonder if that boring ninth master Lane will ever return. The fisherman has been sitting and waiting for him for 3 days already. It is precisely those who can swim who drown. Many masters perish in deep waters. Here the head of a monster fish splashes onto the shore. The monster is dealt with. They are even. Sean takes the boat. He really did it. It's a pity he didn't catch the precious fish he needed. He'll have to sell what he caught. This is a precious fish, very beautiful. Lao Chin is very lucky. Sean is a martial artist. He should know if this big fish is really precious. This is a blue-backed dragon carp, a truly precious fish. Moreover, it is already over 100 years old and weighs 45 liang of silver. Sean buys this fish for 50 liang. He saved them all, so Lao can't take silver from him. Here he is, the real Uncle Chen. During times of famine, he shared with Sean the flatbread he had bought for his child, thus saving his life. He takes the fish. Finally, all the materials have been collected. Now all that remains is to wait for the new year and the ritual of determining fate. Dan hopes that the spirits of the teacher's old comrades will continue to protect Yan's descendants. It's time to determine your destiny and set your life path. The ritual of blood sacrifice can connect with destiny. A lot of blood is not needed. The ash from burnt incense should be used as ink for printing. Dan tells you to press the palm of your right hand hard. The clearer the better. The blood itself took the shape of a circle. Sean had both the straight and the oblique seals imprinted on him. He really has a special destiny. Ordinary people have both seals empty. Even if there is one, it is already a sign of talent. But Sean has two. For some reason, the oblique seal shows an inanimate object usually. Evil spirits are depicted there. And on the right straight seal there seems to be a monkey. That's also strange. Everything is the other way around. The straight and oblique seals seem to have swapped places. Or maybe it's not a river, but a dragon. It seems to be a split. This is the fate of great disaster. The oblique seal indicates the long dragon's gate along the great river, and it has two interpretations. According to legend, a snake turns into a dragon in 500 years, and a dragon turns into a heavenly dragon in 1,000 years. After going through many trials, Sean can achieve greatness and become a dragon man. But it is also possible that someone else is also striving to become a dragon, and a fight will begin between them. One of them will rise, stepping on the body of the other. Whether Sean is the one walking on the great river or the one being washed away by it, one thing is clear: he can handle it all. The young man who fought the seven alone will one day become a dragon that will soar into the sky. Dan doesn't understand the straight seal yet, but he knows that it is connected to the element of water, which means Sean is vulnerable to evil in water. But the oblique seal is also connected to it. For him, water is not only a danger, but also a source of the greatest power. However, fate is unpredictable. You can't turn your nose up at things, but it's also stupid to downplay the danger. Dan will hand over these prints to the authorities. I wonder what kind of reward they will send from above. Sean is so confident because he knows exactly what kind of animal is in his seal. This is not just a monkey, but the ancient demon Wu Zhiqi. As long as Sean has the Dazi vessel, no one can take away what is his. He was born near the Great Lake, and this fate suits him. Perhaps his rival is that old shameless dragon from the depths of the Great Lake. I wonder who will end up becoming the dragon. The Emperor doesn't know if Sean is worthy of his hopes. This year, Dan will give Sean and Chan a little test, because they have become completely relaxed. They were the last to come to school, so they have the greatest potential, and the requirements for them will also be stricter. Over the next year, Chan must become a true martial arts master, or better yet, a jumping master. He will definitely train hard and will not let his teacher down. Sean has only been training for 1 season, so Dan only asks him to complete 3 milestones per year. The path of martial arts is about perseverance. In fact, Sean had already passed the flesh barrier. He cleared 2 hurdles in 3 months of training. He is confident that within a year he will become a real master. Since he has this attitude, Dan, as a teacher, cannot be lenient towards him. Sean must have heard of the martial arts emperor Huang Wu. He once created an invincible martial art, 10,000 victories, but over time it broke down into many separate techniques. Later, Gao Jiantai restored the technique and combined it with the Taoist practice of Bodan Gong. Today, Dan is passing on this new style to Sean. The emperor is in a good mood today. He abolished Chaozhou County, made Pingyang Town a new county, and the county town of Yashina, a town they say the head of Chaozhou was scared to death. A reward for merit, dismissal for inaction, everything is fair. Moreover, Master Yang restored the honor of their empire. Such a reward is well deserved. Eunuch Kang doubts that Sean Lane has earned the emperor's favor. The sixth prince came to watch his father play chess. The emperor asks if the eunuch Khan knows how many hieroglyphs their youngest can already read. 500 characters, and this is in just 500 days of learning Pinyin. The emperor rewarded Sean Lane because he deserved it. Zhong will now become the county magistrate. With his talent, he could have become any official, but he went to some remote place to become a district head. Now Pingyan is a tasty morsel. The Demon Mother sect has finally appeared. Whoever distinguishes themselves will get a chance to appear before the emperor himself. Barry Ko asks if they have to go to Pingyang. Soon everyone will call this place Pingyang County. With his abilities, Barry will sort everything out there. He of course remembers why they are going there. We need to visit the Yang clan's martial arts school and have a fight to show who's boss here. From today on, this is their new martial arts school. As soon as they have money, they will immediately buy medicine for their father. If there's nowhere to put that huge column, let Barry hold it in his hands. Now we can say that they have settled down. Their house caught fire, and they were attacked. We need to protect the mentor. They were attacked by monsters. They attacked the mentor. They say the sweets from Lanyanlu are the best in all of Pingyang. I really want to try them. Tomorrow Barry will go work at the pier and buy Ashley some of these sweets. There is also some kind of shop in this dilapidated alley. The official asks if they donated grain to help the victims. They just arrived in Pinyin and don't know what kind of grain they're talking about. There is a disaster in Huayin County now. Their kind county governor from Chaozhou has taken in refugees and ordered every house in Chaozhou to donate grain for relief. But they are from Huazhou County, and Chaozhou didn't give them any shelter at all. They dare to slander officials. These bastards doubt the orders of the district head. They must be arrested. Tai's mentor was a fighter in the Western Army. Tai asks for leniency. He only has the energy of a warrior, but is far from the level of a master. Apparently he was sick, and the level dropped. This is Chaozhou territory. The Western Army must also respect the local authority. The official orders that the money and grain be handed over promptly. Otherwise it will be considered disobedience. They just escaped from Huazhou. They really have almost nothing. They don't care. If there is no money, let him sell his daughter. If Barry doesn't want to cause problems for the master, he must control himself. The official orders them to be searched and every last coin taken away. They found only a couple dozen liang. These creatures are beggars, and they opened a martial arts school. This place is cursed. Jalen asks how Ashley hid the money. She says it's all safe. Barry will definitely finish off this creature in a bureaucratic hat. He has a rare gift, but his character is his weakness. When he fights the Yang school, then he will show what he is capable of. Next, the officials will go to the town of Icy. It's unlikely that any important bigwigs will be found in such a hole. This is called Yaoche, and such carriages only appear when the emperor personally issues a decree. Nearby are the banners of the dragon and phoenix, symbols of the Dacian dynasty. It looks like someone very influential has appeared in Pinyin. It seems this road leads towards the Yang clan's martial arts school. Sean is asked to quickly go to the main hall. The bone barrier is fully strengthened. Now all that remains is to concentrate and break through it. All these days Sean was in such a hurry to get here just to get the reward. By the will of heaven, the emperor commands that Chaozhou County be abolished today. Pingyang's status is raised to that of a county town, and Yixi is given the status of a town. Additionally, the River God Administration and the Demon Control Administration are established, in recognition of the services rendered by Deng Yang and his disciples in repelling the attack of the Demon Mother cult. This decree is issued. Deng Yang is appointed head of the River God Office and the Demon Control Office, and receives 100 liang of gold and 3 dragon blood war horses. Only the Imperial Court can provide this. You can't get it for any amount of money. Ned Dun is appointed as a county official in Pingyang. Sean Lane was awarded the position of 8th rank River Lord and 100 liang of silver for his services in the fight against the Demon Mother cult. In addition, for developing the Pinyin system, he receives a horse with dragon's blood. They are obliged to carry out the will of the Emperor, protect the peace of the Celestial Empire, defend their native lands, calm the people, and rule honestly. The horses will be delivered to Mr. Jan's house a little later. The dear guest is probably tired from the journey. Dan has already ordered the preparation of refreshments. They sit down at the table. This young man must be Mr. Yang's 9th disciple, Sean Lane, a true beauty. Like a spring willow under the moon, like the morning dawn, a rare talent. The eunuch flatters him. His Majesty is delighted with the pinion system. Khan is not exaggerating at all. And by the way, a horse with dragon's blood is not all. Once the pinion system has been fully implemented in schools across the capital in a few months and has proven its effectiveness, the reward will be increased. The ninth was always silent, but at the right moment he surprised everyone. I should have shown this earlier. Sam had a lot of trouble with his literacy because of it. This is all thanks to the 9-year compulsory education. The composition of the county government has already been determined, and the heads of the Demon Control Department and the River God Department are already on the way. The head of the River God Department will be an old acquaintance of Mr. Yan. Provisions will arrive tomorrow. Mr. Jan will have to take care of their distribution. The Emperor said that Pingyang could still become not just a county town, but an entire county administration. The fact that they became a county from a small town is already a success. And now they are even hinting at the status of a government. Pingyang will be the big stage for Sean's resounding success. Chonky discovered monstrous fish. These are demons like the one Sean killed. There are a lot of strangers on the street. They seem to be refugees. Tongming finally found Sean. Grandfather sent him to Pingyang to look for him, and finally Tongming met him. Sean needs to go to the assembly hall. Official ban arrived on the orders of the county magistrate to collect grain to help refugees from a neighboring county that had suffered from a disaster. This was the order of the county magistrate, and therefore the will of the imperial court. You need to collect 1 due of rice or 50 coins. They can't collect that much. This is a matter that the county magistrate is looking into. They cannot return empty-handed. Times are hard. Chaozhou has received many refugees, and grain and silver reserves are almost depleted. And Pinyin got off without any losses, so let them pay more. The officials will have nothing to eat if they do not take more silver from the peasants. They can set up tents with porridge and feed the refugees themselves. Sean doesn't dare interrupt the official. This is an outstanding young man from the city of Yixing, a student of Dongyang. And in this wilderness his student was found. His name has recently appeared in imperial decrees. It doesn't matter that he is Deng Yan's disciple. This is the order of the county master. Sean isn't going to argue, but as far as he knows, Chaozhou isn't considered a county anymore. Ban falls into a chair. Sean asks whose orders he is following. An official of the Great Shun is not obliged to explain himself to the people. We need to come up with a pretext and arrest Sean. As for Dan Yan, officials won't interfere with officials. That's right. There's nothing to be afraid of from this boy. He's not even a martial arts master. It's unlikely that Deng Yang would quarrel with the county magistrate over some student. Here a horseman appears. He asks where to find Sean Lane from Yixing. This is him. This is a rider from the 6 Gates. They say they have been investigating everything related to the Demon Mother sect lately. They might have this guy on their hook. All it takes is a little push, and he can be taken away and thoroughly tortured. A pathetic commoner cannot compete with officials. The 6 Gates is the general name for the 3 judicial departments: the Ministry of Punishments, the Supreme Court, and the Inspectorate. They handle important cases, engage in the capture of criminals and interrogations, and each department has its own combat forces. Each rider has the strength equal to 10 mounted warriors. Sean asks why he was looking for him. Ban is glad to see Mr. Zhang in good health. He is Mao Bang from Chaozhou County. When a horseman came to the residence of the county governor, Mao had the chance to see him. The rider asks what he needs. Mao heard that they have been busy with matters related to the Demon Mother cult lately, and it so happened that Mao has a suspect who can be connected to this sect. Here it is. This man is indeed a disciple of Deng Yang, but he has hundreds of disciples, so it's not surprising that the cultists were able to take advantage of this. The rider asks what Mao thinks should be done with this man. Mao will put him in prison and try all the interrogation methods. He will surely spill everything about his gang. Very funny. The rider asks if Mao understands what rank he is, and what rank the 6 Gates rider is. Mao is only a 9th rank junior inspector, and he, as a copper rank hunter of the Yunying horsemen, is of course 7th. Then Mao must know how his slander will end. Of course, accusing a superior of a serious crime is punishable by death. But Mao did not slander. He dared to defame an 8th rank official. He tried to slander the River Lord Sean Lane, a crime punishable by death by law. A great man is born in Yixing. Mao was slandered. He didn't know that Mr. Lane was the ruler of the river. He is not an ordinary student, but the 9th student of Master Yang, the very one who was personally rewarded by the Emperor. According to the law, of course, execution is required. The pathetic official did not recognize the high-ranking man Mao started it all. It was Ted who incited him, and he's also trying to blame it all on Mao. His crimes amount to 1,000 deaths. They forged the order of the county governor and illegally appropriated grain for the poor. Let them go with Mr. Zhang and tell everything as it is. I'd like to finish them off on the spot, but in front of the horsemen, it's better to act according to the law. Sean asks again why Mr. Zhang was looking for him. He, Yun Zhang, the copper hunter of the 3 judicial departments, came by order of his superiors to ask if Mr. Lane would like to join the 3 judicial departments. The stronger you become, the easier it is to get lost in the power of your own strength. Sean, as a man from the modern world, understands perfectly well that even a hero can break the law, believing in his own power. Sean resigns from the position. There is no need to be so stubborn. Let him take his words back. Working part-time in a new position will give him more opportunities to choose techniques and treasures. But he has enough techniques, both from the river spirit and from his mentor. There is no shortage of rare materials and natural resources in the depths of the Yangtze and Huai, so it might be worth checking out the place Chonky was talking about. Sean had already swum more than 4 li, but the deep water zone was still far away. The further from the shallow water, the more dangerous it was. He needed to be careful. There is something behind the stone. Common sturgeons rarely grow longer than 3 meters, and without a doubt, these are demonic spirits. You can feel the breath of dragon blood. It cannot be that there really is a dragon at the bottom of the Yangtze and Huai. This is probably about that great demon in the cave. It's time to get out. This kind of boss is definitely not for Sean right now. Perhaps it would be worth asking the mentor for help, but he had only recently become his student, and he should not be bothered unnecessarily. It's better to return to Pinyin. Today his older brother should break through the barrier. Barry fights a 2-headed monster. It has almost acquired a human form, and is close to the level of tiger spirits. It is unknown whether Barry will cope. Don't underestimate him. His simple appearance is deceiving. In fact, his innate talent for martial arts is incredible. Behind his simplicity and kindness lies an angry lion. It looks like Chonky. But Barry hasn't reached the level of wolf smoke yet. He can't have real Chonky. It is not real, but its semblance, raging blood. There are always those in the world who are born as natural warriors, and they often have a special physique. Barry is just that kind of genius, born with strong bones. To put it in one phrase, he is invincible. Sean's brother, Chan, is ready to break through. This bottle should contain a blood change pill, an essential elixir for breaking through the blood barrier. Dan tells Chan to break through the barrier. It smells so strongly of blood. This smell comes from the older brother. An ordinary person's limbs become numb if he loses more than 20% of his blood, and his life is in danger if he loses more than 30%. Blood replacement requires 3 ebbs and 3 flows. A normal person would die after the first ebb, which is why this level is considered the last. Breaking through this barrier also requires a strong character. Many people get scared when they find themselves on the brink of death and do not complete the ritual. When the blood barrier is passed, the QE energy will blossom like a pattern on brocade and flare up into a bright flame. Hard to learn, easy to fight. Chan did it. Let him wash and eat. He's been hungry all day. The blood barrier is the most dangerous of the 4. I wonder if everything will go as smoothly when it's Sean's time. It must be the Yang clan. The rest are not fit to hold a candle to it. Even apprentice Sean Lane was a simple peasant at first. But once he joined the clan, his talent was revealed. After just a week of training, he single-handedly defeated his older classmates. And then he cleared out the refuge of the cult of the Mother of Demons, bringing peace to their lands. I don't even want to look at other clans. If I were to join, then I would join the Yang clan. 3 days ago, Jalen was unsure. But now that Barry was able to break through the bone barrier, their clan will also emerge from oblivion. Sean felt like he was close to breaking through the bone barrier. But if he ate a great sturgeon, he would easily reach the blood barrier. And then he would need silver for the blood replacement pill. If it came to that, he would have to beg the master. Sean notices a line of people wanting to join the Yang clan. Barry approaches the recorder. He can't cut in line. He needs to know the basic rules of etiquette. Barry is not here to sign up. He came to challenge the Yang clan. It is unclear why any clan would challenge them. Their opponents are not fools. They have calculated everything well. They don't fight them directly, but decide to arrange a duel between the younger students. Of course, they don't want to fight them directly. There isn't a single master in their clan. It's not difficult to defeat a youth. But if it's a famous youth from the strongest clan, that's a different matter. They don't just need a junior student. This guy looks much stronger than an ordinary student. It's not surprising if such a big guy can handle a newbie. He can go up against the 9th disciple. That kid is skilled. But this guy gives off an ominous aura. His name is Barry Day. He is 16 years old. Rumors of the greatness of the Yang clan are spreading throughout the country, and he decided to challenge a master of his level. Jim Kuhn accepts his challenge. They call him Jade-Faced. His hand-to-hand technique is beyond praise. He has been in the clan for 3 years. Jim attacks. However, his blow had no effect on Barry. He defeated Jim with 1 blow. This is Huron Lee, the best among the ordinary students, a warrior of the 2nd barrier. But Barry defeats him too. It seems like no one can defeat him. Sean helps Huron up. Barry has a heavy hand. Here comes Sean Lane. Barry knows his name, and it seems that not only that, after the events related to the Zhao family, Sean seemed to have no enemies left. Jalen said that in the ring Barry may act rougher than usual. He needs to attract the attention of one person. He is Dan Yang's 9th student, Sean Lane. According to their investigation, he is a kind-hearted guy who comes from a family of fishermen, and without Barry's plan, he cannot be defeated. First, you have to attack the mind, anger it. This is the first step to victory. Barry thought that the Yang clan had a lot of brave people, which meant that they were shiny on the outside, but rotten on the inside. Today, Barry will teach a lesson to the so-called warriors who are sitting here twiddling their thumbs. Sean hopes his actions will back up what he says. Teacher Barry is a cunning fox. He has a naturally very strong physique, and his QE energy just oozes out. But they miscalculated. Barry will find out if Sean is really as cool as they say. Sean dodges the blow. Now he attacks. This is impossible. They continue to fight. Barry falls. He got off easy. Barry gives Sean credit, he really is strong. However, Barry hasn't shown everything yet. Galen asks Dung what he thinks of his student. With such physical data, his second level is equal to the fourth. Galen is lucky. Sean may be in mortal danger. It is better to interrupt the fight. Dung tells Galen to look further. What he sees will surprise him. Barry's true strength is in the power that cannot be suppressed. Sean won't be satisfied. Barry just can't lose. There is an explosion. So Barry has naturally strong bones. Unfortunately, Sean's bones are stronger. Barry's birth was a mistake due to his size. He became stuck in his mother's womb, and the midwife had to cut him out of her womb. When he was 5, a boulder fell on his father while he was hunting. And when he was found, half of his face had already been eaten by wild animals. Maybe people were right, Barry was a curse on their family. When he was 12, a severe drought hit the area where he lived, and the village headman decided that Barry was to blame for angering the heavens, selling him like a slave from family to do the hardest work. The headman said that this was his retribution, but Barry did not understand what his sin was. One day, bandits came to the village and killed all the inhabitants. They took Barry with them. If they sell it to the Zhao estate, they can make a lot of money and have a good time with it. They'll definitely give at least 5 liang of silver for it. Barry thought his whole life would pass in pitch darkness. But then he met the master and his senior fellow disciples, and they saved him. For 2 whole years they tried to convince him that he was not cursed. Before, Barry was always called the Damned One. Only with them did he get real names. He can't lose. This is a rare chance to do something for the master and his senior fellow students. The strength has increased. But this is not enough. Sean is great. Barry can't lose, he must win. Let him control his emotions. Jalen wants him to surrender. Barry hasn't lost yet. He must bring glory to the Pan clan. He wants Ashley to be able to afford to eat buns from Lanyang. He can't lose. If nothing is done, Barry may die. We need to reach him on a spiritual level. If Sean releases a little of his aura, it should be enough to knock him out. You can't use all your strength. You have to try. Luckily, everything went smoothly. Barry lost. He did everything he could. They can just go to another county. The people of the Pan clan are magnificent. Dung thanks Galen for this duel. He will be glad if they settle in Pingyang County. It seems that Galen made such complex plans in vain. The last fight showed that Sean never fully realized the potential of his dragon tendons and tiger bones. Barry, who is naturally in excellent physical condition, is equal in strength to a warrior of the 4th barrier, and with his data, Sean can be even stronger. Thanks to the duel, he also earned 2,000 liang of silver. Master Yang calls him to the stables. He said that the dragon blood horse has already been brought. Dan invites Sean to look at the horse he has chosen for him. This stallion is temperamental, but if Sean treats him well, he will become a powerful ally. I wonder if Sean will be able to tame him, and if it will level him up. It looks like he'll have to find a groom, since he can't be with the horse all day long. He wanted to ask something. He had a problem, and he was counting on the master's help. No matter, he found 3 mystical mackerels guarding the entrance to the grotto from which a golden glow emanated. Sean heard legends about the dragon of Zhanghai. It seems to him that this place is somehow connected with this demon. Sean would like the master to help him explore this grotto. Sounds interesting. Sean expected Dan to ask him questions. Everyone has their secrets. Besides, Sean is his student. There is no need to be shy and beat around the bush. His master will catch this demon. The entrance is guarded by 3 monsters. Sean did not dare to swim deeper. He is close to the water element, which is both an advantage and a danger. Dan tells Ned, Benji, and Sam to guard the entrance. He hadn't taken out this sword for a long time. It's rare to see the full power of a tiger master. Dan takes out his sword. He lowers it into the water. Something came out. This creature must be very strong to have such a keen sense of smell. We must stop him. Benji attacks the monster. Dan joins him. Ready. The legendary demon is slain, and that's it. Fortunately, he didn't have any combat skills. He had simply been saturated with spiritual energy for a long time. We need to quickly pull out his tendons. They can be of great use. They should be milky in color, not golden. Dragon aura detected. Legends of dragons inhabiting the waters of Zhanghai have existed since ancient times. So sturgeons, which look very much like dragons, have always been considered a good omen among fishermen. Dan never expected to find dragon tendons in this monster. Their bones and tendons are highly prized. The dragon aura emanating from the monster drove the local inhabitants into a frenzy. Even the system sent a notification. It seems like this is something unique. Something unique may be waiting for them at the bottom. The waters of Zhanghai are full of strange places. And here are the treasures. If these are real dragon bones, it becomes clear where the dragon tendons came from. That sturgeon probably grew to such a size because it absorbed the energy coming from those bones. A couple more months, and he would have been brave enough to enter open waters. It's good that they found him earlier. All thanks to Chunky. It's time to go back. We need to divide the spoils. The master and mistress divided the meat into 3 parts and placed one in the cellar of the estate. The second one was served on the students' table. The third was sent to harsh areas to help people survive the cold. As for the tendons, Sean got a piece 2 zhang long. The master took 5 zhang, and the bones were given to Benji to improve their weapons. Even Afe reacts to the dragon's aura. Sean will see what good she can do. His back is burning. It seems he has reached the blood barrier. Absorbed dragon aura, obtained Yinlong's mark. The mark gives birth to a Yinlong that wanders through 6 paths. The mirror breaks. Continuous changes wander along 6 paths, being born and dying without any order, gradually transforming space. Sean suddenly found himself on the roof. Now that he has reached the blood barrier, I wonder what will change when he enters Zhanghai again. Chunky swims holding a doll in his fins. A whirlpool appears in front of him. He pulls it in and throws it to the bottom of the grotto. Chunky brought some trinket again. Let him choose his own reward. Chunky notices a phoenix feather. So, this is the whirlpool that leads to the huge toad. And Chunky exchanged this feather with her. This simple red phoenix feather appears to be one of the 2 demons Sean once saw. And this passage must have been created by her power. No matter how you look at it, it's a very profitable deal for Sean dolls for treasures. There's no need to rush. Let Chunky maintain a good relationship with the toad for now. A big shot has arrived. This is the Riverlord Association. This is a giant. Mr. He's abilities are beyond mortal comprehension. They won't be able to find him. He's probably gone fishing again. Thanks to the tendon, Sean's pets have already accumulated more than half the energy needed for leveling up. The second evolution is just around the corner. Suddenly someone calls out to Sean. The man asks to tell him which direction Pinion is. Sean can't move. The man completely forgot that he had blocked his meridians, and he asks for forgiveness. This man is incredibly strong. It so happened that he didn't keep track of time while fishing, fell behind his people and got lost. He doesn't know how to get to Pinion. He is the new deputy head of the Pingyang River God Association, Yulong He. If you count the days, the people from the association should have arrived just about now. Sean Lane, a member of the River God Association, greets Lord He. Apparently he is Uncle Yan's junior student. He risked his life to save Yulan's father, so he called him uncle for as long as he could remember. His Majesty could not have been unaware of their connection, which means this was not a random appointment. Unfortunately, Uncle Jan will have a hard time. Sean is probably wondering why Yulan was given this particular position. Their official leader is Ling Wei, the grandson of Gong Lian of the Wei family. This Gong's son is not equal to Yulong's uncle, just as his grandson is not equal to him, so Yulong must obey. Sean asks why Gong Lian would want to cause trouble for Master Yang. The death of the master's second son is directly related to the Wei family. Their arrival has already been announced, but the leader still hasn't shown up. Master Dan Yang and Inspector Ned Dong are waiting downstairs. Lin Wei has no intention of meeting that country bumpkin Deng Yang.